Oh, what's good, everybody? I'm Big Pat. Welcome back to Safety Meeting. We got cousin JoJo. Tonight we got two. That's right, count them. Two special guests. Gentlemen, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Take a moment.
I'm Raymes, aka TikTok handle the mouth. I'm part of a community called the UPH, United Predator Hunters. We changed it from another thing that was a bit distasteful. We had a group meeting about it. So if you ever happen to find us, look for Mouth, look for Scrappy Doo, and you'll find us, and we'll help you out in any way we can.
Bam. And you, sir, what's your name?
What you said, DJ. What you said, trending on all major platforms. DJ What You Said 360, DJ What You Said 365, and the newest one, bringing you the unspoken content. China, What You Said.
My name is Bob.
Well, that's what's up.
Yeah, it's hard to follow that in.
What it is.
So before we officially kick off this meeting, lighters.
I mean, I have one, but
Oh,
I think it's only me and you tonight, buddy.
well, let's get safe.
yeah, I'm out until this weekend, but I do have a nice spice grinder, a new one.
There you
So
What you said.
mine-
So, Raymond,
My-
is there anything out there happening in the world that you would like to talk about tonight? Anything in particular?
specifically, I do want to emphasize our group. We are not a vigilante group. Scrappy asked me to let everybody know we are not a vigilante group. We like making the joke that we are a D&D group. We have a tabletop, and we have fun with that. But we're in the process of trying to make people aware. And I want parents to know, if you go out and you get into your school board meetings and you pay attention to what your kids are doing, because TikTok is getting disgusting. There's a lot of people on there that are taking advantage of children,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not okay. So y'all need to just, if your kids are on TikTok and you trust them, that's fine. But it's the people that are on there that you shouldn't trust.
Exactly.
Facts, because truth be told, guys, right? In case y'all have been sleeping under a rock for the past couple of years, the world is becoming more and more of a sicker fucking place by the day. And as each day goes by, these fucking weirdos and sickos and pedophiles are finding new ways to get into your social medias. They're going through Instagram, they're going through Snapchat, they're going through TikTok, they're going through Facebook, they're going through any type of social media platform and getting these weird, unwarranted interactions with children that first and foremost shouldn't be on these social media platforms, but are. And for two, these guys know exactly what the fuck they're doing. And this gentleman right underneath me is calling them out on their bullshit. So for shit like that, thanks, buddy, because we need people like that to do that.
And again, I want everybody to know it's not about just me, it's other people too. We are, I don't like it because I know we have a lot of Christian people, but my Scrappy says we are Legion, and I'm like, well, pump the brakes on the whole demon stuff. But the best phrase we've ever used in the world is, it doesn't take a single household to raise children, it takes a community. That doesn't mean that the community has a right to say how you discipline or handle your children, but it's us that help protect those children, so you all can raise them to be who you want them to be. And that's the best way I can put it, because there's no way to say my teaching of, because I don't have kids, so my way of teaching kids is not the same. I worked in a Boys and Girls Club. One of the most fucked up things I ever saw was parents telling us that their kids were so good and so well behaved, and not all kids are going to behave themselves.
No, that is
For me, I think we have to realize how deep it actually goes when it comes to them coming after our kids. I don't know if anyone got the update, but Cash App is now allowing you to open up an account as young as 13. Why do you think that is? What outlet do people use consistently for their private platforms, for their what's it called?
Oh, fans.
OnlyFans, right?
Yeah.
Why do
Yeah.
you need also Chime and Cash App, two very booming prepaid card companies, are allowing 13-year-olds to open up accounts. So this goes deeper than social media. It goes deeper than school. Like, the world is a very sick place, and our children are our prized possession, and that's why they're coming after it. If you can cripple the mind of our future, you can get whatever you want out of them.
Well, and
Facts.
DJ, on that topic right there, like, you're not wrong, because I never thought in my years on this planet that I'd live this, like, not to say that I was expecting to be dead and gone before this shit hit the roof.
Same here.
I grew up thinking I was gonna die by the time I turned 18, so I'm with you on that one.
Well, not that I wanted to die early, but I've almost died a couple times in crazy accidents, not all by my own doing, but a good chunk of them. But it's just one of those things where it's like, the world's just gone to fucking, and with them trying to normalize the minor attracted bullshit, it just sets a precedent. I'm not saying that people, now I have seen in our findings, we have noticed that a lot of younger kids are using the MAP logo, and they are minors themselves. Which, I mean, okay, if you're a minor attracted to another minor, that's just you being attracted to somebody your own age. So it makes no sense to use that terminology.
But now, are these minors that are attracted to younger minors than them? Because that also is a case too, though. Sometimes,
yeah,
you have
we don't
teenagers that are
necessarily
attracted to young children.
Yeah, because that's a deep dive. Now, we've also had the discussion in our group. We want to get with, so if anybody out there happens to know anybody in the psychology field or something like that, have them reach out to us, because there are people that we've all met in some form or fashion that have those intrusive thoughts of wanting to sexualize children, but they don't like it. They hate themselves. Prime example, I've known a guy for about 15 years now. He's locked himself away because of how he felt. He felt disgusted with himself, and he's taken himself away from his family. Yes, he calls them and he talks to them, but he doesn't want to hurt anybody. So again, and if anybody out there is having these thoughts and you don't like yourself for having these thoughts, reach out to somebody and get some help. Because again, you can help yourself, but it's your responsibility to help yourself with those thoughts.
Okay. I see where you're going with that. I understand that everybody, no matter if you're a piece of shit or not, needs somebody.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to play devil's advocate here, and I'm going to do something I don't typically do. So in that instance, if you start having these enticing thoughts that you want to go violate a child, go jump off a bridge and fucking kill yourself, because you don't deserve to live. That's how I feel about it.
Or is that side of the story too?
Yeah, and
that's just how I feel about it. Pedophiles are sick motherfuckers, and they can deserve everything they got coming to them.
In some cases, that is how they help themselves.
Yeah, like, believe it, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't know the exact numbers, because as I always say, 98.67% of all statistics are made up on the spot. The thing with certain people is like, you figure if they commit suicide, what thoughts were going through their head when they committed suicide? We don't know, because they're already gone. And most people don't leave a letter behind because they don't want to take the time. I know that's a dark subject, and it's just one of those things where it's like, I get it, but
I mean, it's the topic at the moment. And like, okay, like, I understand that people endure sicknesses. I understand that people have these weird addictions. They have these dark, twisted thoughts. They have these fucking misplaced ideals. Okay. I understand that they exist, but it doesn't mean that they're acceptable. And for the fact, for the past 25 years, society has done everything that they could, one day at a time, 1 year at a time, to make that type of activity not acceptable, but Like we're desensitized to it. It's no longer, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, look, another pedo. Oh, look, another pedo. It shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't be a regular thing. We shouldn't be able to go down the road and go, look, there's that guy. He's on the list. Oh, there's that guy. He's on the list. They shouldn't even be there. They shouldn't be in our fucking communities.
Well,
Titus,
and
you look like you got a point, bro.
Yeah. Look. Okay, here's my take on it.
Go for it.
This is such an important topic to be talking about right now because I'm sitting here and I'm listening to everyone's opinion on it. That, Pat, to your point, there is a reason why one day at a time, 1 year at a time, they've been pushing to normalize such disgusting actions and behavior. And that is because the people we have glorified for years, the people we've elected, the people we voted for, the people we honor on TV, it's to protect them.
Think about all the TV shows we watched in our generation when we were younger. All of them normalized teen sexual activity. And 90% of those, at least one of those teen relationships was with a person that was of a adult age. And all shows. Just recently up to what was the name of that show that you used to watch, Carrie? With the Pretty Little Liars. That show had a girl on there that was sleeping with a teacher, and they just made it seem like it was okay. Like that shit's not okay. Like I think mainstream media has a lot to be blamed with this.
Yes,
everything.
100%. Well, that's the thing. That's why I'm saying you got to realize where it started because everything trickles down. It started there. And now that they fucked up and gave us technology, we can do our own research and these stories can get out. And it started with R. Kelly. It started with T.I. and Tiny. It started with Michael. Those were just the people they were trying to throw under the bus. You know what I'm saying? And now it's at a point where everybody's like, what the fuck? And the reason now, and this is what's so sad about it, to your point again, Pat, the reason now everyone's like, oh, it's just another pedophile. Oh, it's just another pedophile. Because you're sitting here saying, damn, everything I glorified on TV for years? No, we want to be in denial. Oh, Trump did that. Oh, Beyonce did that. Oh, Epstein this. They've been programming us to accept it for years. And anybody, and this is what's so scary, anybody you talk to now going forward would, it's sick. California, they'll sit there and say, that's what he likes. That's what he's attracted to. That's what she likes. That's what she's attracted to. These teachers are being put on paid leave in California and being sent to get help. Like, so this has been a long time coming. The goal was to normalize this, which is why, and I hate to do it, but I bring it back to the Bible. Whoever wrote the Bible is trying to make sure that it plays out word for word. Because when you look around, you see destruction, you see disgust, you see demonic. Sleeping like a 40-year-old, raping a 10-year-old. What the fuck?
Right.
What kind of fucking world are we living in?
Just think about
where
this.
A woman can get raped on a train and everybody just records.
Yeah, that shit was fucking bizarre. That was fucking.
This is the world we're living in. Doesn't it look like the Bible? Chaos in the streets, no justice.
In the end of days, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of early, no?
Not really. The signs
but
been
we all thought so. What did you say? You said you never thought you lived to see this. I don't think any of us. We all speculated, right? And the older we got, like, and I'd say more me and Joe, because we're close to the same age. For me, it was around 26 where I really started paying attention. I was like, hold the hell up. Some shit ain't right. My checks are different, right? Obama was supposed to be here for black people, but only gays got rights. And black people still being set up to die in the streets. Like,
and he didn't even agree with the gays getting rights.
Huh?
He said he
And
didn't even
Obama
agree.
didn't agree with it. He didn't
Obama
want to do
didn't?
it, but he was pressured into it. He didn't want to
Yeah.
do it.
By who?
We don't know.
I do.
China.
The LGBTQ community, bro. Everything Obama did, he did for the gays to pave the way for transgender women everywhere. Michael Obama. And what do you see being praised daily?
Like I slipped that in
Transgender
there.
females.
My man just
Am
slipped
I
Michael
wrong?
Obama in there like it was nothing.
Yeah.
True.
Hey, I'm sorry. Michael Obama is a person. Plus, Michael Obama ruined school lunches. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
On God, he did. Didn't he? That's the only thing he did for black people was fix their diets. And that's on what you do.
Yo, since we're gonna talk about school lunches, have any of you ever seen what the fuck they feed their kids in countries like Japan and fucking China for lunch?
I
Bro,
haven't.
it is immaculate. They're like 3-course meals. Like, bro, I'm telling you, yes. They
What
fuck the
you
American
said?
children. Yo, I'm
Oh,
telling
yeah.
you, YouTube it when we get off of here, bro. You're gonna be fucking amazed.
Actually, if I can find it, there was a TikTok DJ that I could send you where this kid said Asian kids bringing their lunch from home, and he just pulls out like a 5-course meal of sushi, tempura fried stuff, rice, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
China, what you said?
No, this
Meanwhile,
was
they're
Japan.
giving our kids hot dogs and cardboard pizza.
Cardboard pizza. Hey, you know, when I look at America, I'm kind of confused at who's really the third world country. It's almost like we're blinded by our freedom.
Illusion
That's
of
how I
freedom.
feel.
I mean, you're not wrong either, because the illusion of freedom is one of those freedoms that are given daily.
It's
But
not a
that's
real freedom
also-
if someone can take it away from you at some point in time. At that point, it's
Yeah.
time, at that it's just a privilege. A privilege and a freedom are two completely different things, right? Like a
Well,
freedom,
it was like,
in my opinion, a freedom would be I can breathe in right now, right? That's a freedom. You can't take that away from me. You can't take that away. You know what I'm saying? I can continue to talk.
Yeah.
You can't take away my ability to talk unless you physically rip my vocal cords out. In which case, a whole lot of people are going to get hurt. But that's a different
Or you
subject.
just mute them.
But the way that the world is going, I don't know if any of you guys have seen Black Mirror, the way they're going to try to infuse technology with people, then they're going to have the ability
yeah, I'm not a huge
to take those true rights away from you. Right?
Well, and that's the whole like theory of them putting the mRNA into the vaccine stuff. Do I necessarily buy into a lot of conspiracy? Personally, no, only because I look at every aspect. And again, I know DJ was talking about the Bible, and I'm going to assume that you guys follow a different path than what I do. I'm Norse pagan. I have just this ideology of like, okay, the world tree itself isn't a tree, it's the earth. All the roots are connected in some form or fashion, and every root system goes somewhere and has some path. So there's a moment in time where there's something that's bound to have happened or could happen or can be. Just a matter of perception.
I am what you would consider a spiritualist. I believe in no religion is one religion. Each religion tells a different side of the same story. All right.
Yeah.
And with Norse paganism, in my opinion, you guys tell a older rendition of the same story as Judaism and everything else. And the reason why I say older is because you have all of the entities and the deities that the modern day religions cut out because they wanted everything to be monotheistic. Even the way we run now, everything is supposed to be a one world government. That's what we're gearing towards, right? Like our whole existence has been pushing towards monotheism. They've tried to cut out everything.
Yeah. And Pat is a good example of this because Pat and I, before we did the show last week, Pat and I were talking on TikTok and he asked me a question and I gave him a reading topic. I said, go read it. It'll take you about 5 minutes. It's by Andy Weir. It's called The Egg. And he got back to me 5 minutes later and he was just like, whoa. And it blew his fucking mind. And that's exactly how I see the world. Because if you guys haven't read it, I suggest you read it. It will blow your mind.
No, we've all seen the YouTube video of it. And
I shared it for them.
Yeah.
Oh,
And to be honest with you, just like you, that is exactly how I've been trying to explain the universe to people for years. And no one else has really like been able to like understand it.
Dude, it reminded me of Soul, the Disney movie Soul, but the adult version.
Never seen that.
I'm telling you, if you've ever seen the movie Soul, it's a
You have
Disney
to wait.
movie. It basically explains everything in that story, the egg.
because
Right.
legitimately, if you've, and I like this idea that it gives you a look into humanity, because if you've done something to yourself, it'd be no different than me dropping the hard R on DJ. And that's just me victimizing myself because DJ is technically me.
Yep.
It's no different.
Essentially, and when you want to make it scientific, all it is string theory. Everything is just interconnected, and you just happen to be that single force and entity. The one thing that binds it all.
Yeah. But string theory is one of the most bizarre theories that's out there. Then again, now they also talk about flat Earth a lot lately because they're like, oh, they're trying to consider anti-vaxxers flat earthers now. And it's like, no, that's not how that works. Because again, that was a CNN report. They were like, oh, anti-vaxxers are no better than flat earthers. What? Huh? Get out of here. But I see where flat earthers get their theory because, again, with Norse paganism, we have this 9-realm world built on a great tree and they're all flat. And like in the diagram, if you look up a diagram of Norse paganism, it's like all flat. So I kind of get where they're coming from, but it's like, no, that's not how that works.
Well, I would like to point out that we are not anti-vaxxers. We just don't want the shit. We got common sense, sillies.
It's exactly right. It's like, and I've never trusted anything from pharmaceuticals. My mom used to fight me to take Tylenol for headaches because I was like, no, I don't fucking want it. I'd rather deal with the headache than deal with repercussions of having to rely on something else.
90% of the time, you just need water.
I get bad migraines. I be chopping mics up when I get them.
Well,
That's why you
migraines
get
are
so many of them, bro.
You know, Raymes, you want to know how I knew you smoked? Because I watched your video.
Could only imagine. Oh yeah, there was a few that I actually did smoke.
But you can okay, it's just one of those things. A stoner can tell a stoner in a crowd. It's just one of those things. So, and I immediately could tell by the first videos I watched. I was like, oh yeah, this guy smokes.
I did,
No,
but
good.
yeah, I have my Gandalf pipe here, but I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel because I want to step outside. But because it's my buddy's house and I'm going to give him the respect he deserves and do it outside.
What you said.
Well, it's about to be my house because the motherfucker got a good job in South Carolina where he'll be making good money. But I told him to keep the house as like an investment, which is awesome. But it would be nice to find a roommate or roommates because it's a 3-bedroom house where if I could have roommates, I could sit there and be like, hey, listen, all of us would pay $300 rather than like me paying $400 or $500 to him and he covers the rest. It just like, it would,
All right, bro. I got a difficult question for you. I'm talking to you, Raymes.
all right, go for it.
What's the ring all about?
Oh, this?
Yeah.
It is a
Other than
Nordic
it's on your middle
knot ring. Yeah. Well, it's a Nordic knot ring, and it is a wolf's claw. Or wolf's paw with the thing, because wolves are one of Odin's creatures, and as well as Ravens. Hold on, I'll show you because I got this hoodie the other day, and but yeah, the Ravens, etc. Because he got two of them, and my cat stole my seat. But yeah, it's just a form of, I don't know. It's there. It's somewhat decorative. I won't lie. But Norse pagans also believe that, like, if we would have a time of war and we'd go off, we take our rings and anything that we consider monetary value, and we put it on our hammer chain, because I have my Thor's hammer. You put it on the chain, you give it to your son, and he's the man of the house. And even if he can't wear it until he's older and you don't come back, your legacy will live on, even if you don't come back. Plus, you can't take anything with you when you die.
True. That's true.
Which is why I don't understand how these
So-
elitists are like, oh my God, I want money. But you can't take it with you.
So I'm a people person. I just read people. That's the only reason why I inquired about your ring. I saw your videos, and I couldn't just seem to pause it quick enough to get a glimpse of it. I'm like, so I'm thinking it's either just a designer piece, maybe something a little, I don't know, a little evil. I don't know. We're gonna get the vibes when we go live.
I love you too.
I wasn't sure.
No.
I have a ring too,
Um,
but mine's a wedding band.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm not married. I was engaged, but yeah, she was not always nice towards the end. But I wasn't allowed to grow facial hair. I didn't like that.
What the hell is wrong with them?
The pricklies touch my face. Plus, I don't have such a pretty face like DJ does. So,
Hey, on a side note, what you said, I'm trying to. Bro, did you say I had a pretty face?
I'm waiting for your attention.
What you said. Joe, ask your wife who A ended up being. Did we ever find out who A was? Side note.
My wife is asleep. I was asking my niece.
Oh damn.
Who's A?
Who did A end up being?
Spencer's twin sister.
It was the twin. You mean it was the twin?
It was the twin.
Oh, evil little hoe. Oh, that's it.
I brought that up like 15 minutes ago. That's been killing you this whole time.
Yes,
See,
bro, because I stopped right at the last season. Boy, your boy's cable got shut off, what you said. This is back when it was in UPNCW. Bro, it went off and I never got to finish it. And I've lived my whole life since 2015, 16, wondering who the hell A was. And I always knew it was the twin, evil little twin.
You know, show ending still pisses me off to this day.
Game of Thrones.
Lost.
oh God, don't even know.
No,
You know
bro,
how many-
I agree.
Oh yeah, yeah. So he's with me. I spent years on that fucking show, and that's how you end that
What?
bullshit.
I agree with you. I'm sorry. I have to agree with you on that because Lost ruined it. And that's also why Monk and Psyched have my two favorite season finales, because they ended it properly. Monk was
Yes.
able to solve his case and find peace and not be OCD anymore, only because he was able to find out who killed his wife. And Julia and God, now I can't even think of his name. Spencer got engaged and we're getting married, and then they made a movie about that, which was awesome. I'm happy about it. I'm good.
what
you
you
And
go.
that's
said.
when I stopped watching TV.
Hey,
No. Go to bed, son.
Yo, you know who made a good season finale or a series finale too? Becker. That was a good season finale.
Yeah,
Becker.
I haven't watched Becker in a while.
Becker was awesome.
That's a great show, man. Ted Danson in that time period was.
So you want to find the papers, maybe, if you see them?
See, I remember watching shows with my mom and dad, and one of them was Pilot. My mom loved that show. Oh, or no, Wings.
Wait,
that's,
Wings.
yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry,
what I was
I got it
thinking
wrong.
of.
No, Okay, I had watched a series. I had watched like they were gonna call it Pilot, but then they changed it to Wings.
Got you.
But yeah, that one, and then Welcome to Mooseport was another one. It was a show before they made a movie.
Never heard of that.
Oh yeah, they made a movie out of it with Gene Hackman and Raymond from Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh, okay.
How do we
But
feel
it was-
about Everybody Loves Raymond?
I didn't like it. I thought it was weird.
Everybody loves
It
it.
was.
There were funny episodes, but when their dad, the actor who played their dad, passed away, it was like meh.
Yo,
I
who do
agree.
you think,
It was weird.
who do you think was the most ultimate TV dad on
Al
any
Bundy.
TV show?
Al Bundy.
Al Bundy.
Al
I
Bundy.
don't think any of us gave that answer.
He didn't give a shit. He said what he wanted to say, even if it hurt your feeling.
True. It is true.
Daughter.
You know, because like that's what I watched that one day. I was on YouTube and I was watching the best of Ted Bundy, and some of the insults that man slung out were golden.
Mhm.
There was a scene where he I guess he was dreaming and he did something and he's like, I want to skydive before I die. And then something happened where he lost a bet to somebody and he had to kiss the wife he had to kiss his neighbor's wife. And he was on a plane and he had the parachute in his hands and they're like, that needs to be on your back. And he just starts laughing maniacally and jumps out the plane. Because he'd rather die than kiss the neighbor's wife.
Yeah, I never watched the Parkers, the Hugleys, Steve Harvey.
You didn't watch the Steve Harvey show? The
Steve
one where he was
Harvey?
yeah, you didn't watch the one where he was a high school teacher? He was a music
Yeah,
teacher?
hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you didn't watch those shows.
No, I'm saying, yeah, y'all never anybody watched that? Phil of the Future, That's So Raven, Even Stevens.
I didn't watch the That's So Raven or Phil of the Future, but even Stevens and everything else, yes.
Now, see,
That sounds
I'm
like it
gonna
was
go old-
past my time.
See, I remember TGI Fridays. When they would do like Boy Meets World, and Family Matters,
Yes.
you know, all them. I
Yeah.
miss shows like Family Matters.
Family
Like,
Matters.
dude, Family Matters was amazing. It had moral values and it was great. It was written well.
I was gonna say Carl Winslow would be my favorite TV dad.
Mine too. But I like Dr. Phil. I like Uncle Phil way better than
Oh,
Carl.
so you
Winslow.
like Dr. Phil? Shit.
Dr. Phil was my shit. Hey, they both were married, so it is what it is.
Yeah, it was so sad when they were gonna kind of revamp Fresh Prince and do it in a different way, and then Avery passed. That was awful. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I am glad they did the reunion special and they were able to bring back the original Aunt Viv and they were all able to make up. That was good.
Yeah.
Did they all really make up or they just give her some money and then they all cried on
Probably
TV?
just gave her some money. We all know, but yeah, it is
Let's
what
not-
it is.
When we're talking about TV dads, real quick, we cannot forget about Red Foreman.
Who's that?
Oh my God, fucking
That's
Red.
the 70s show.
Yeah. That man figured out a new way every episode to tell you how he's going to put his foot in your ass.
That's
I
right.
can admire that creativity. And the fact that he was a dick about it, but he could always tell he cared. He's just an old war vet, so
Well,
therefore that's his mentality.
Well, do you know the actor was actually in a movie where he played the main villain?
Fuck is
No, I
his
did
name?
not. What movie are you talking
Robo,
about? Really? Oh shit.
RoboCop. He was the one who shot off the RoboCop's legs and arm and stuff.
Is he the one that got
was
melted
like,
at the end?
Huh?
Is he the one that got melted?
No, he was. No. I don't think. Maybe I don't remember how he died in RoboCop, but he was the one. He was the main antagonist in RoboCop, the main villain in the very first movie.
No shit.
Mm-hmm. That's where I first know. When I saw him on that 70s show and then being funny, I'm like, I don't know how to take this. It's like going back and watching Danny Tanner do stand-up comedy and be fucking vulgar. Because if you've never watched Bob Saget stand-up, oh my God.
The Proud Family.
They're bringing it back.
The Proud Family?
They're bringing it back.
What you
Proud Family was
said?
a pretty good cartoon.
It was
No,
good. Yeah, show
Look,
them
if they bring back DJ, if they bring back more cartoons from back in the day, all they're going to do is ruin it. Like they ruined Powerpuff Girls and ruined Teen Titans. Like, come on.
Listen, no, bro. I
Have
will
you-
always fuck with the Powerpuff Girls.
Have you ever gone back and rewatched old cartoons from like the late 90s, early thousands? And you'll notice they knew everyone, every single night. All of us kids were on psychedelic drugs, bro. Just watch a episode of Rocko's Modern Life, and tell me that if you're not tripping out, that would not be the dopest fucking cartoon ever.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, if you haven't checked this one out, go watch Ah Real Monsters.
Oh, I love that. I love that cartoon, man.
That shit was fucking trippy.
You know what was another good one? It only came on for like 15 minutes. This is when my son was first born, so it was like 12 years ago. Invader Zim.
Oh,
It would come on in between shows for like 15-minute clips.
well,
Like
they
that.
made a whole series out of it at some point.
You know, we're talking about cartoons, right? I want to get some shit off my chest. So they came back with Voltron a few years ago, right? DreamWorks did a whole remake of Voltron, and that's something I grew up on as a kid. So when they came back with it, it was awesome, right? They had 6 seasons of the shit. It was on point. Voltron. I don't know if you remember Voltron. 5 cats that form a large robot. It's where they got the idea for Power Rangers. But anyways, the end of the show, everything, the main character, the guy, gets married, and the final scene of the show Voltron Legendary Offender is 2 guys kissing in a cartoon. That's it. That's when I stopped really watching TV. Other than football, I don't watch TV.
It's no different than Kevin Smith ruining fucking He-Man, except one good thing came out of the new He-Man show, and that was we got fucking He-Man at his rawest power. That's about it.
You know they're talking about remaking the 70s show now. They're gonna bring back the entire original cast.
Probably except for Ashton Kutcher, because the man's trying to out the pedophile ring in Hollywood.
And what's his name? Hyde there is one of them. So how are they gonna bring Hyde back? They definitely ain't gonna want to work together.
Well,
Me and Pat
he's
have a
going
running
on
theory
Britain.
that Ashton Kutcher is an angel. Him and Keanu.
Well, Keanu Reeves, I was actually talking to the group of my buddies about that, my group of people about that. Like, Keanu Reeves, he is probably a saint of a human being, but I realized he was getting old when he did Bill and Ted and shaved off his facial hair. Like, you could see his age then. As long as he has facial hair, he looks young. But if he shaves it, his power's gone. His youthful power is gone.
Static Shock.
I mean,
no. If they want to do a live action superhero movie, I will support Static Shock 100%. That shit was fire.
Pat, did you finally check that shit out?
Yeah.
That's Titus.
He could be him. Yes.
I did.
Well, he'd be more of like the older version of like a more mature, because again,
like for example, Static Shock in his 20s.
Yeah. Again, because Static, the reason I really love Static Shock in my generation was because it was a new Spider-Man, but for DC. It was a kid coming of age, learning how to deal with a power that was given to him that he didn't know what to do with or how to handle. And it was done really well because of the setting and the friendships and the enemies and the frenemies and all just the craziness. And it was done well. And then when they tied it into Batman Beyond, that made it even better.
Yeah.
And this is fucking safety meeting, people. We start out with some serious shit, and then we get safe, and then the conversation just rolls. If you happen to
Yeah.
like it, hit that like and that subscribe button. You can check us all out on TikTok. There'll be links in the bio down and below. Sorry,
Good.
it's a force of habit.
I will warn people I'm getting a little more fun on TikTok because some of the dark stuff I've been seeing, I gotta get my mind off of it. Because trust me, when y'all watch those cop shows about the whole they're looking up pedophile rings, trust me, at this point I see why cops quit in droves when they have to deal with that stuff. Some of the stuff I found is just it'll make you sick to your stomach.
TikTok can sure be a fun platform. Like I got on it in the first place just having fun. It's so fun to me. Now obviously, like when I started, I didn't expect all the censorship and the haterade and all of that, from the app. But I mean, shit. It takes seconds to just make content. I get an idea and I post it, so it can be very fun and beneficial. And then you meet good people. You make friends on this mug.
And then you meet people like me.
What you said?
What you said? Who said that? That you said that?
No, I said that.
China.
Do that one.
Huh?
No matter how hard I try, I can't do that one. It just
Which
doesn't
one?
feel right coming from me.
China?
Yeah.
Bro, it sound right coming from anybody. We just gotta accuse the guilty. That's all.
I think Pat's pretty good with clown sheepery. I got an audio bit on the I got audio bit on the computer. I use it in smoking hot takes.
What you said?
Well, every time we get ready to do smoking hot picks, it comes up that week's schedule, and then Pat says clown sheepery, and then it cuts into us doing smoking hot picks.
That is
DJ,
crazy.
I will say this. I've seen you enjoy the Mexican style cuisine. I'll say this. We have a little taco shack down this way that probably would pique your interest. And the name itself is amazing. And if they happen to see this, you're welcome, guys, because this is free advertisement. It's called Tacoholic. Tacoholic.
Tacoholic?
Oh yeah. They legit go old school. They make their own burritos, their own taco shells, everything. And you can get pork belly tacos, which you can't really get anywhere else.
Now your boy love him some pork belly. Are these pork belly tacos to speak for?
I think they overcook their pork belly, but that's just me personally. But I have had an idea that I want to do a twist. Everybody loves a BLT, right?
What you said?
Think about this. What if you had a fried green tomato with a pork belly with a chipotle mayo and then your lettuce and on a sandwich? But the problem
Shut the fuck up. That's disgusting. I'm just kidding.
Fried green tomatoes are delicious.
You guys got look all serious looking real quick. Like, no, I was just kidding. It sounds
Fried
delicious.
green tomatoes.
Fried green tomatoes is delicious as hell, bro.
Oh yes.
Oh man, I like to make mine spicy.
Well, think about it. On a pork belly, which is like bacon, with the fried green tomato on a ciabatta bun with that slice of lettuce, it's a lot of fat, but and a lot of grease, but oh my God.
Imagine
extra mayo.
Imagine if you threw it on a flat top and just hit it with a grill on both sides real quick.
Like a panini.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's so good. Now I want me a pork butt taco or pork belly, my bad.
Back home where I'm from in North Carolina, we eat this thing called a collard green sandwich. You take you take 2 pieces of fried bread, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you put your collard greens on there. If you want some chow chow, you put that shit on there. And you take a couple pieces of fat back, slap it on there, and take another piece of fucking fried bread. Bam. That shit's banging, bro. Do you not know what fried bread is?
Send it.
Oh, I do. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've had collard greens too.
Extra mayo.
I mean, if you want mayo on it, go for it. I mean, it does sound a little dry, right? But it's not really.
I don't like a dry sandwich. It sounds good. I just got mayo.
Sounds like them greens got all the flavor.
Yeah, you seem to like you some mayo. I can't eat mayo, man.
It has to be
I
small
mean,
amount.
Yeah. Let's call it out, dude. You have an obsession with using way too much mayo.
Mayo is
Miracle
way
Whip,
too
I'm down
fucking
with, bro.
delicious.
I'll fuck
Okay,
some
okay.
Miracle Whip up, bro. But mayo is
Ew.
nasty.
Yo, but let me ask you this, Titus.
No,
Have you ever,
DJ, I agree. Hellman's is the way to go. Sorry.
yo, have you ever fisted a jar of mayonnaise?
I'm still stuck on how you gonna praise Miracle Nasty fucking Whip and hate on real mayonnaise.
Listen.
Hellman.
Miracle
When
Nasty
I was
Whip.
like 3, 4, 5 years old, right? When I was little, and my parents wouldn't want to make me nothing to eat. So I would go into the pantry and I would make something myself. I'd grab the mayonnaise, I'd grab some pepper, I'd grab a piece of bread, bam, mayo and pepper, Miracle Whip and pepper sandwich. That shit
You're
was
not lying.
banging, dude. I wouldn't eat it now as an adult, but
You're not
I
lying,
mean,
bro.
you put some Miracle Whip, some pepper, you put some turkey on that son of a bitch, some lettuce, a little bit of onion, some mustard. That's a good sandwich.
No.
I don't appreciate the disrespect of delicious mayonnaise for some Kool-Aid, sugar sweetened, watered down white people Miracle Whip. Yes, I said it. White people eat that shit.
First off, I never
Yeah.
once.
My mom was white, so I'm
never
allowed
once-
to eat it.
I never
Listen.
once though said I was disrespecting. Not once.
Listen,
I said you're a little overboard. That's all I said. Just a little
Listen.
too much mayo.
You can
I-
never.
DJ, I agree with you. Hellman's is the real deal. Miracle Whip is gross. Hellman's is the way to go.
All day.
Hellman's.
You just feel I
Um,
should use less?
So now I gotta ask: is cereal soup?
What?
It's what?
Is
Oh,
cereal
it's
soup?
cereal soup. That's a good one.
Me and Pat actually have a previous episode. If you ever actually go to the YouTube channel and go look back at it, we actually asked a bunch of questions that one.
Is cereal soup?
I'm gonna say it can be both a soup and
A porridge?
yeah, depending on what it is. Because if you have oatmeal, that's more of a porridge than it is a cereal.
I don't think
But
we
if you
said
have
porridge.
the milk and like Raisin Bran, it's a soup or a stew, depending on the situation. Because I do know a few people that like to warm up their milk before putting it on like Raisin Bran and stuff like that, which is
That's
weird.
weird, isn't it?
But there are people that do that.
I've known a couple people to do that shit too. That's just weird. Sit there and put the milk in the microwave and heat the milk up, and then I'm sitting there, I'm like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, I'm making me a bowl of cereal." I'm like, "You're gonna put the cereal in after the milk?" "Well, I gotta heat the milk up."
Now,
It
if
just
I
sounds
use
retarded.
if I use the packets of oatmeal, I'll use real milk to make it instead of water because it
Yeah.
just fills you up better.
Same.
Because you get the fat, because with the oats you don't have that fat intake. So if you mix it with the oats and stuff, when you make your oatmeal, you'll fill yourself up better for the day.
I either do that or
I
I
can't drink
make
milk,
it.
so I got.
I make it thick, and then when it's nice and hot, then I put the milk in.
And I see, I don't like adding water. Like, I just don't like adding water to it. I think it just dilutes it. But I mean, if you're in a survival issue, then if you're gonna milk something out in the wilderness, you better hope it doesn't eat you first.
What you said. Clown sheeper as far as the Miracle Whip goes. Just making that.
Miracle Whip's just too sweet. I agree with DJ on that. It's too
It's sweet.
See,
I'll tell you
I
what.
don't
though.
eat it.
wants
I,
a
like
sweet
now as an
sandwich?
adult, normally what I do is I take the Miracle Whip and I take a bunch of mustard and I mix it together so it makes it like a nice little tangy like dressing. I don't. It's not just like straight Miracle Whip.
Okay.
Wait, okay, that's a different observation.
And
Does
then-
that
and then- and-
work?
Yeah, hell yeah,
Yeah.
it works. And then when you add the
Okay.
pepper, it actually makes it more of a zing than a sweet.
Gets rid of the sweet.
It doesn't like completely kill it because I mean it's sugar, but it takes a lot of it out.
I swear by Miracle Whip for my mac salad. That's all I'm saying. That's the
No,
only time I
okay.
use-
Okay, for macaroni salad, I can agree with you because you add some salt and some other seasonings to it, so it balances that sweetness and
Pop.
stuff.
it just
Yeah,
pops.
like I don't like using Hellman's for that kind of stuff because it kind of takes away and it adds too much fat.
Tuna or no tuna?
I love tuna, but I'm picky about how much goes into it. And
Mayo
Hellmann's
all
has to be-
day. My bad.
Well, Hellman's has to be in the tuna. And I'm from Maryland originally, so Old Bay's got to go in it as my seasoning. If I don't have Old Bay,
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. I see you.
I'm sorry. This is being brought to trial. Joe, if
Okay.
you're making tuna, what you using?
I'm
Mayo or
making-
Miracle Whip?
I'm using this is I'm gonna tell you exactly how I make tuna fish. This is the only way I'll make it. I take a pickle, chop it up, take an
Okay.
onion, a red onion preferred, chop it up, get some mustard and some Miracle Whip and mix it up in there. More mustard than Miracle Whip, and that's how I do it. And then I put
That's
it
how
on
you
a
make
piece
your
of bread.
tuna.
Yeah,
What about you, Pat?
Tuna? Mayonnaise.
Yeah, you're making tuna. Miracle Whip or mayo?
Mayo all day.
Mayo all day. Okay, okay.
I don't like mayonnaise, bro.
Mayo.
Look, I never said I hated mayo. I just said I was just noticing your excessiveness with it. That's
Now,
all.
see, the only way I'll eat mayonnaise is if you mix it with ketchup.
What are you doing?
Because then it makes a completely different sauce.
That's fancy sauce. We've all
Exact-
seen Step Brothers.
Oh, see, we call it oh yeah sauce in this house.
Oh yeah.
Listen, it's mayo all day. There can never be too much. There's only just not enough. And not
like
so
Duke's?
much.
Okay. So is it Hellman's or is it Duke's?
Hellman's.
Hellman's.
Hey, listen, if you're gonna eat mayonnaise, it's got to be Duke's mayonnaise.
See, this is coming from the guys in New York, so
I'm originally from North. I'm originally from North
I lived
Carolina.
down south for years, bro.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna pick up.
Dang, they jump all over that.
Yeah, I lived down in Florida for almost 8 years.
Now you probably regret and want to go back because they have real freedom.
No, they don't. That's just what our television's telling us.
I
Let's
know.
flock everybody to Florida and then drop the coast off.
Actually,
I can see that.
Why?
It's a little
That's-
cynical,
that's
but
the-
I'm being dead ass.
Why do you think all these? I know you're not big in conspiracies, but hydrofracking would cause enough earthquakes to cause volcanic eruptions.
La Palma.
Oh hell yeah!
So
As somebody who's dived into hydrodynamics and earthquakes, because I love science, but I study it for fun. You're not entirely wrong because they've done a number of experiments with explosions under the water,
exactly.
and the vibrations and stuff are immense. Plus, when I was younger, I did a science experiment where I was in a pool, and what happens when you put certain things, like I was shooting rockets out of water just to see what happened, because again, what I'd do is I'd light them and drop them, and I'd put like weights on them, and it would still pull the weights out because down under the water there's almost no weight. It's like being in space.
Exactly.
Oh,
So, and the vibrations from those that didn't make it to the surface and exploded, you'd see the ripples for miles.
There's actually a theory out there right now that the Great Flood that every ancient civilization talks about, right, was actually created by a asteroid, huge asteroid that came down and crashed into the middle of the ocean somewhere, causing a tectonic shape to wow, I'm sorry, I'm stuttering my words. Tectonic plate to shift, causing a massive tsunami.
I mean, it's possible, but the other thing is what people don't realize is, like, a lot of scientists have studied that the North and South poles are they're shifting over the years, like constantly shifting in this direction. Because if you look at geology studies, that's what's happening. The North and South poles are constantly in a state of shift. And when they're shifting, they're fucking up the environment because they're shifting. And everybody's like, oh my God, climate change. The climate is going to change, hence why it's called climate.
Oh yeah.
Climate change isn't real.
Well, no, what I'm saying is this climate always changes because you have sunny days, you have rainy days, you have snow days, the climate's always changing.
But
So,
they make the weather. Remember that. Now they make the weather.
They make the weather. Yes, they make the weather. They seed the clouds. Over 52 countries fund weather enhancement and use it. All 52 are active in using it. Texas being one of them. Hence why they got that random ass snowstorm. We rent the sun from China. Bill Gates was talking about blocking out the artificial sun. It burns at 10,000 times hotter than the normal sun, right? And like I said, they've been telling us about this. We just barely started paying attention to weather enhancement, right? Cloud seeding. And they said that they do this to make sure they have enough rain or sun for our crops. Fuck no. They do it so that they could continue to produce population control. Georgia, what happened to the levees?
What?
New Orleans, Hurricane Katrina, Rena, all of that. It's just tying into your point, Pat. They control the weather, and they don't just use it for things such as make sure we have enough rain for our food. Hell no, they pick a side of the map that they want to wipe clean, and they do it. And then they go in there, they buy up all the, well, don't buy, they just go in and clean the shit up and put there what they want there. So yeah, to all of y'all point, all these volcanoes that could erupt, could be. Maybe they're trying to get everybody to Florida and then just wipe Florida out. Like every state that doesn't comply doesn't go unpunished. I mean, Texas has been suffering crucially. They turned the border loose on them. You want to go independent as your own country? Here, have all its massacre immigrants first.
Well, I got a counterpoint to that. If that was the case, why are they flying most of them out?
Out of where are they flying them out of?
Texas to other states.
Oh yes. Okay, bro. To the bigger point, where are they flying them out to? Where are they going?
New York.
New York, Florida, California, Los Angeles areas. They're turning these people loose in states that they want to dominate. Texas, you got all the little Haiti babies running around trying to sell you chocolate. And when you go into Walmart, there's somebody counting how many is in your party and then putting trackers on your car. Like, so yeah, you're right. They're flooding the border, but they're flooding them out to parts of the Bay Area, all these liberal states. They're flooding them to where they're going to get the most votes. And then you got all this mail-in ballot voting. Like, think about it. You take an immigrant from, let's say, El Salvador, right? In El Salvador, they're under excruciating poverty, killing each other on the daily, murders, rape, drug cartel, all that shit. So if you take a handful of them people wanting to escape the poverty of their country and you say, hey, this is where we're going to take you, just make sure you vote this way. You give them food stamps, Medi-Cal, the whole 9 yards. Give them everything they need to set up here. Free college. You're going to get what you want out of people. And what's that going to do? That's going to drive people like you and I the hell out, right? They're going to raise our rents. They're going to put all these mandates on us, right? And so, I don't know. It just comes down to, are we willing to fight back? We already see what's happening. They're not going to stop. So how long are we just going to spectate it? And then when we decide what we're going to do, what is our course of action? We don't have our voice anymore. Clearly.
Well, I don't know if you know who Kramer Says is, who gets banned every which way, center, left, right. He's on like his 15th account, possibly going to be 16 here soon. He's if you haven't seen anything he's done, he's fantastic on TikTok. He gets banned a lot, but he said it earlier. He said the people who are sitting back and watching and waiting for that right moment, because DJ, the problem is that right moment hasn't happened. They are trying to force our hands into, look what happened in DC with that march on the Lincoln Memorial and all that crazy. The thing is those of us who are sitting back and watching and waiting for that opportunity, that right moment, we are the epitome of fuck around and find out. Because the minute you cross that certain threshold, like the four of us, we're sitting here having a conversation about it. We're watching, we're observing, we're aware of what's going on. But the minute they make that wrong move, game over, because then they're fucked.
But I mean, they've already made that move, and we're still talking.
I mean, what did we start opening with? We talked about children. They've made it clear that that's who they want. But they're in the schools trying to force the thing on the kids, but they haven't enforced it yet. Once they do, that'll allow the parents to be like, you know what? Fuck off. Here we go. You want to fight? And then boom, that's all it'll take. But again, that's a fight for the time when it actually happens. Because if they do anything to my nieces, my nephews, anybody who has kids that I care about that are in my life, nah, that's a fight you don't want. Because I'll go down like I came in this world, kicking and screaming and covered in somebody else's blood.
What you see,
Bro. Dead end. Okay, in my household, we're a loving house, right? We're lovers. But both of my kids got my full permission that if it comes down to some random ass people wanted to talk about putting a jab in your arm, I said, you try to call me. You call me. I don't give a fuck what I'm doing. You call me first. If you can, but if you have to, you fight. You punch, you kick, you bite, you scream, you grab the nearest thing and you hit them with it. Because I will be right there to pick you up. And I will help you.
I'll bail you out of jail for that one.
And to your point, Pat, we need to make it clear that those are conversations that we need to be having with our children. Parents,
exactly.
My kids are 6, 5, and 3, and every day I tell them exactly what you're saying, Pat. My son's teacher thought it was a good idea to talk with them about getting her second booster shot, right? And so right to the school, I'm like, okay, you are here to teach my son about 5 + 6 and 3 ÷ 1. Not about killing your antibodies. Don't talk to my kids about vaccines. And then they held a vaccine clinic, and I kept my kid home. I'm not playing this. I'm not playing this. Oh, my mistake BS. No, you vaccinate my children. That is attempted murder on my child. That's how I'm looking at it. And that's on what you said.
And you have every right to defend that, right? Your child.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a good point to bring up, Pat. Parents, be talking to your kids. Don't think it won't happen to you. New York is straight communist.
It is not a conspiracy theory. It is real.
No, actually, me and the oh god, now because I haven't seen him in a bit. Me and him talked when you guys weren't here, and I guess a state judge from New York blocked de Blasio's mandate, said you can't do that.
Yeah. That's what I was seeing earlier.
New York City.
Yep.
Yeah,
they blocked it. They said they can't do it.
So, and then I also found out that the U.S. Senate 52-48 told they appealed and pulled it out, like he cannot enforce the Biden mandate countrywide. They appealed it 52-48.
So that's a point I want to bring up since you mentioned that. We're hearing all over that this is being fought in courts and Biden's thing got temporarily suspended or whatever. I think and this is why it's so important to pay attention to your local government, because all this knowledge we have of these being thrown out and appealed and fought, why is our local government still forcing these mandates?
Mine's not. I live in a small town area. Mine's not.
You got it, Pat. Think about it. Think
Yeah.
about it. How many times have we heard Biden's mandate put on hold? Biden's mandate put on hold. But the state has the right to make their own decisions for their whatchamajig. Why is that? Go ahead, Joe.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. When I read the article earlier, I was also safe. And after further re-looking into it again, it says that it says that on Tuesday he's going to hold a hearing on whether or not to block it.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
I'm sorry. That is all my bad.
Hey, it's all good. Now we know. But that's my point, though. That's my point. We're consistently hearing different things. Dates are consistently changing. At the end of the day, this comes down to our local governments have the authority to do what DeSantis is doing, and they're not.
No,
Like,
mine did.
decisions come down to your local governments. Why is nobody standing?
Mine did.
Illuminati, the money, 100%.
Yeah.
They're bought.
My area did, but I also live in I live in an area where it's a lot of rednecks and a lot of Amish. They know for a fact that if they try to do it, they're going to have a very interesting knock on their doors. Because could you imagine a bunch of
knock on their door?
Could you imagine a bunch of rednecks and Amish people getting together and building a contraption that would just destroy anything they try to push?
I can believe it.
Because I'm dead serious. Like, look, somebody in the Amish community created a heater that ran off of no electricity, no burning fuel, and it did its job. And then you throw in rednecks who can take a fucking Allen wrench and fucking duct tape and turn it into a gun. And you team them up with the Amish, fuck right, you're done. They will build a tank that throws cars.
I think there's something about the Amish, man. I've been skeptical for a long time. There's something about them. There's something about them.
In what way?
What makes them exempt? How are they
Well-
able to do it?
Well, again, believe it or not, the Biden and a few other states like Pennsylvania, the Pennsylvania Dutch and all that, they're trying to tell them that they're not exempt.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're trying to tell them that they're not exempt and that they need to take it. But the only reason they decided to be they decided they wanted their own community, and that's what made it. Now, again, Pat, I kind of agree with you. I don't know how they got to be where they are, but they're not vaccinated against anything. Nothing.
They have strong families, large, strong families.
Yeah.
And the other weird thing to me is this. Like, if the federal government wants to fight with the Amish, I've watched 20 Amish people lift a barn half the length of a football field together. 20.
Right.
A full built barn, and they were just picking it up and moving it. Yeah, I ain't fucking with them. Hell no.
Amish are the real ants.
I would not arm wrestle them if somebody paid me to.
So Joe,
Patrick.
the Amish, right? So do you think they play for team good or team bad? And that's what makes them so different than the rest of society.
Banshee.
I mean, all right. So if I was on the evil side of things, right? Team bad, as you put it. Hell yeah, I would have a secret force like that is never been immunized, because all of these immunizations that they've ever given us, they've all weakened us, right? Like I said earlier, I think all religions tell you a small piece and a small part. They all interconnect somehow, somewhere. And one part of Christianity that when growing up that I used to hear was the acceptance of all drugs, right? And then you look up what a real drug is. A drug is something that's manufactured that by man and made. This is not a drug. There was no man-made process in it. You get what I'm saying? It comes from the earth. It's natural. What is
Man
a
made beer,
drug?
God made pot. Who do you trust?
Exactly. Like the
God.
drugs are the things like these vaccines, the Tylenol, the the NyQuil, the Mucinex. Those are drugs. There are so many herbal medicines out there that will cure you for fucking anything. And then for a lot of this shit, it's just fucking fast, bro. Stop eating. Stop taking in all this toxic bullshit that you take in on a daily basis. And you won't have a lot of these problems. So yes, if I was on the evil side of things, I would have a set of people living amongst everybody, or for a majority of the part at least, um, that have never had that still have that ancient gene that made us unique.
Right.
Maybe they're the true purebreds.
Fuck yeah.
That's possible. But here's the other thing. Do you think they're in on it, or do you think they're just being duped like we are?
What if they're chosen? What if they're through generational? What if they're like
There
the
could be
next
that.
wave of Hebrews?
I mean, there could be the chosen ones because there is ancient tribes that are still exist today, like in South Sentinel Island off the coast of India. They've never really had they've only had very few contact with normal people. You know what I mean? So there are sets of people all like that all around the world. But to answer your question, do I think they're in on it? I think at some level, yeah. Why wouldn't the higher ups of all these Amish communities, don't they all interconnect? Don't they speak to each other on some level? Like, I don't know too many Amish people personally to know these answers, but I would assume they do.
After watching Banshee all 4 seasons, I learned not to underestimate no Amish people. And bro, make a clarifying point as far as 20 Amish dudes lifting a barn. Like, yeah, that is a strong people. So I think you pose a great question, Pat. Where do they sit at the table? And why aren't they being tampered with? You definitely got to be in on it to just have a blind eye turn to you. And it's definitely not because you live way over yonder and use antennas for electricity.
I don't
Well,
think the average Amish person's in on it though.
No, and prime example of this is because when they were trying to force mandates and stuff, I live close enough in Ohio to the Ohio Amish community, and they were protesting the mandates with regular people. They were intermingling, so they were against it as well, because local government, well, the federal government was trying to enforce it even on them. So I don't think every community might be in on it. I think certain communities might be, especially ones closer to DC.
Okay, but so I'm gonna be devil's advocate. It is what it is. Think about it this way. What allows them that clearance though? Because we, the American people, were like, fuck no, we're not having it. And most of us have willingly just complied, right?
To do what Pat's been doing recently. I'm gonna play devil advocate for a little bit. The Native Americans on the reservations also get that same immunity, because earlier today, because like I've mentioned before, I have COVID right now, and I had a call from the health department, and they had to make sure, since I'm native, am I native from the nation within the county that I'm in? Because if I am, they can't speak to me because they don't have the right to.
Right.
So, I mean, they might fall underneath the same bylaws as the Native American communities do. Because
I get that.
On a Native American reservation, they have no say. Like, let's say you're a resident on the reservation and you commit a crime off reservation. They have to get permission from the chief to even go on the land to get you.
Almost like diplomatic immunity.
Yep.
Right. But
Like
we all know I feel so. I get that. And it could be. I just feel at the end of the day, Donald Trump is Donald Trump, and they still tried to impeach, bruh. If they want you, they're going to come get you. And you got to have what it takes to make them turn the blind eye. So definitely, I wouldn't say at the local level, but there's somebody with a seat at the table that speaks for those local levels so they don't have to. Gotta be.
All right, here's just a random thought, mostly because I'm stoned and this is really interesting conversation. So what if the Amish people a long time ago, during their founding, right? It was maybe one of those families, maybe part of the 12 families, and there's supposed to be a 13th, but they were expedited. So therefore, they had to stay in the ways of the old world for the rest of eternity in order to survive and let your civilization live. So they promised, instead of make the deal with the devil and do what everybody else is doing and modernize, maybe they got left behind as part of their sacrifice. Look, you do you, we're going to live our lives our way and our old world ways that you forced upon us. And we'll stay in those methods and we'll be in modern times where there's helicopters, airplanes, and jets in our fucking horse and buggies, because that's what you told us that we can do. As long as we leave you alone, you leave us alone. Maybe that was their angle. So maybe they are the good guys because they chose not to be the bad guys, but because they speak multiple languages and they have traveled all over different places in the world. It's almost like the extradited community, because from what I've done in my own research, right? They have a Polish, German, French, just Polish, German, Dutch is their dialect. So they speak any of those three languages as well as English. Now here, up in upstate New York, we have tons of Amish that live up in and around the Tug Hill, up into the Adirondack area. Like there's a whole community, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them.
Yeah, I grew up with a family right on the other side of the hill from us.
Speak perfect English, but you can tell when they talk amongst themselves, they're either talking Dutch or German. It's weird.
And just like when you go into the corner store, it always feels like they're talking shit about you.
So I don't know, man. I've been trying to figure it out for a long time. What's the deal with the Amish? And I don't know the answer. Just they have to be the chosen ones somehow.
Maybe they just
I
figured
kind of
it out.
feel like
Maybe
It's
they
possible.
figured it out. What if they are the true last remnants of the Knights Templar, and they're the last ones with all the lost knowledge from King David's temple or King Solomon's temples, right?
That would be fucking awesome.
Yo, you ever seen Curse of Oak Island?
No, sir.
I stopped watching it after it got like fucking retarded and they played the same video like
Yeah.
3 episodes.
Now, what makes me interested about that island is why is so many Freemasons always involved? Every time that a new crew comes to work on it, there's at some upper level, there's always a Freemason involved. Always. They know that something's there. But what is it?
Maybe the
well,
art.
I think at the end of the day,
That's
we
what I've
need
been
to
thinking.
look at the lineup. Huh?
He said maybe it's the arc. That's what I've been thinking. That's what makes sense, right? Because if I'm on the if I'm back in them times before the normal person knows about America, and I want to take something and hide it on the other side of the globe, why wouldn't I go hide it on the land that no one knows about?
Brett is over here getting his mind right and dying.
You got to. This is safety meeting.
What you said.
That's what you're supposed to do.
So
Question.
yes,
To answer your question, Joe. So I guess to wrap it all up, I would say for myself, I'm going to look at the starting lineup. When we look at the starting lineup, who is currently exempt from getting vaccinated? White House
Technically-
employees, Pfizer employees,
Well,
the
yeah,
FDA,
and that
and the
makes it,
Amish.
DJ. That's the other thing that makes me laugh is like the White House officials were technically exempt from it, yet you still see Camilla and Joe on television
Getting it right.
Like,
Right.
come fuck on. Like,
come on. Even like
Clown sheeper
nobody can
ass.
be that fucking stupid.
It's
This
a
is-
sheepy show,
look,
bro. TV
Bro,
show.
you know what? Now you gonna have to post it with me because see, I walked us right into it, and that's the point I was finna make. They took the damn shot on TV. How are they exempt if they took it and told us it was cool on TV? Yet you were exempt.
And both
then
of them were
everyone
talking
else
shit
from the
about
White
it. And both of them were talking shit about it when it was Trump's vaccine. When it was Project Warp Speed. Oh, I'm not taking that thing. That's unsafe. There's no vaccine that's ever been made that fast. And then as soon as Joe Biden wins, oh, everyone go hurry up, get the vaccine. It's the greatest thing ever.
I'm gonna follow the science.
It's all a fucking show.
What if here's the ultimate mindfuck? What if science actually isn't real? What if the only thing that's actually it's ever been real is just mathematics?
Well, then that would make the Bible not real too.
Facts.
Well, hold
What
on.
if the
Okay.
Bible-
What you
What
said?
what if the Bible though is nothing more than a reflection of failed previous civilizations?
Yes, that's what. Yes, that's what I've been saying. The Bible was written by the people that were here before us, and it was written to try and warn us of the mistakes not to make. Yet we continuously never learn our lesson, or
And wait,
somebody
what-
just keeps writing it. Go back, Joe. My bad.
What's that famous quote? The one I really love. Oh, if you don't pay attention to history, you're always doomed to repeat it.
Yes. I say that all the time to people. But yo, so to lead off of that, earlier I made a TikTok video duetting with somebody, right? Because I got on my phone. A while back I did this research project on my own, and it was about the guide stones and how if you go all throughout the earth, there's all these other monolithical areas just like that. In Stonehenge, and there's one in in Egypt in the middle of the fucking desert. There's one underneath the water, and all this type of shit. So the guide stones down in Georgia are to guide the next generation after the apocalypse, and tell them what's right or wrong. So, which has me thinking, if you look at all of these monolithical areas that go around that look like Stonehenge, that also could be a guide stone, they all get smaller, right? Each apocalypse or world-ending event, they take more and more rights away from people. They give you less and less that you can do. Because you look at those guide stones in Georgia, they're tiny compared to Stonehenge, or I'm gonna see if I can find them.
But I can definitely see well, again, this is also like you guys call it the end of days, but for us Norse pagans, it's called Ragnarok. And one of the main things that ours is we have what they call Fimbulwinter, which is
What
a
you
long
said?
winter. And then what's the phrase going around right now?
Clown sheeper ass.
Oh, it's going to be a dark winter.
What you said?
Just saying. Kind of ties everything together.
But every winter's dark because nightfall is inevitable.
But if you Ragnarok says when the sun goes out, it means Hati caught the sun. When Hati catches the sun, he eats the sun, and the dark winter comes. And it'll be 3 years of snowing, but I mean, hell, if you go to fucking Alaska, it snows all the time. Oh,
That's the place underneath the water that only the one right here looks like a person standing around it, but the rest of them are just fucking straight pillars.
yeah. I mean,
And then if you look at the guide stones, that's exactly what they are. They're just straight pillars with the words on it of what you're, for the next generation.
What you said? So the Bible is a map of how to try to get it right. And then you just have everyone who wrote their spin off of the Bible as a set of rules to their people
Or to their plan.
or to their plan. That's where you get Christianity, Catholicism, the Quran, whatever the Jews use, probably the Bible,
Torah.
the Book of Mormon, the Torah.
Well, technically, the Book of Mormon wouldn't be based off the Bible. The Book of Mormon is based off of, I want to say, an acid trip of an individual out in Utah. Because have you ever read the Mormon Bible?
Yeah,
Yes, the Book of Mormon is very
Mormon. I grew up Mormon.
It's
trippy, bro.
crazy shit.
It's actually based off of upstate New York.
Okay,
thought it was
I wasn't
based
sure.
off South Park. That's the story I believed for years, was that it was about Joseph Smith. He went under a tree, he saw two lights, he threw some gold plates in the head, shook it up.
It's a little wooded area, a little wooded cove right out back of where his premises is. You can still go visit to this day. So it's a museum attractant now. You can go visit his house and everything like that, and you can go walk through the woods. There used to be a pageant every year up until about 3 years ago that they would have. It was the Hill Cumorah pageant, and it would be the story of the Book of Mormon played out in pageantry, song and dance right on the Hill of Cumorah, which is what the Book of Mormon is based off of.
It just crazy.
Really the story in Mormonism, the story is of two ancient Native American tribes, the Nephites and the I can never fucking say it. The Lehites.
Right, the Nephites, yeah.
And
the Nephites and who?
I can't never fucking pronounce it, bro. It's Lehites or Lehites or some shit. I can't pronounce it.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, it's been fucking 16 years since I was in church. So fuck them people.
Well, here's the interesting question, because the Mormon kid I knew, he was on the branch of Mormonism, because I know there's like different ends. People believe different things from Mormonism.
Yep.
And he was one of those ones where when he showed it to me, I saw it in his book that they had written this, that they always blessed their underwear every day so they wouldn't be set on fire and or stabbed.
They always did what to their underwear?
Blessed it. Like they would bless their underwear.
Your undergarments are sacred. You're supposed to wear like white long john undergarments.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to be burned and stabbed. It protected you from that shit. That thing is true. What the fuck?
That's really what they believe.
Underwear. They have magic underwear.
Yep. Like, do you know interesting facts, since we're going to go here about Mormonism? Joseph Smith wrote the Book of Mormon by translating golden plates that he found in a magical cave in this hill that no one else has ever seen or found ever since. And he decoded them. He decoded them with a sorcerer's stone and a top hat. Don't know really how he did this, but that's how he did it. He worked it out. He would read off things to, it was either his sister or a close friend or some shit like that, and they would write it down for him.
Okay, so now this brings me to my point. One of the major things that I've missed, and it's always my favorite subject, philosophy. Philosophy is a lost art. And if you think about it, podcasts are turning into philosophy. Philosophy has taken a physical form called podcasts. Now, here's the fun part. If we're doing this and we're all building our own philosophies and theories around things, weren't the ones who were doing that way back when they were in Jesus's time, if Jesus was around, what were those people doing? They were preaching and trying to get people to follow thoughts. Exactly. They were philosophers on the street preaching this, and everybody thought they were loony. Everybody thought they were crazy. So then all of a sudden Jesus comes around and he's not loony. He's not crazy.
Oh, you want to get me started?
Right.
I personally believe that the New Testament is really the story of the Antichrist and not the story of the Messiah. All right, because if you believe everything Jesus was preaching, the only person that fits the mold of the Antichrist is Jesus. He perfectly described himself while describing the Antichrist. So he's the only person that people worship over God. Like the Christians literally worship Jesus more than they worship God. Like,
Well, that's why a lot of people, I don't know if you all know who Howitzer is, Howitzer Art and Howitzer Hill. He's on TikTok. He's on TikTok. He believes in Yeshua, or however you say it
Yeshua?
properly. Yeah, Yeshua. He takes Jesus out of the whole equation.
yep.
Now, this has always been my theory about Jesus. Do I think he was a real person? Yes. Do I think he was not the Son of God? Possibly. But I also don't think they describe Jesus as one humble individual, right? He was humble. Like he
Yep.
didn't brag, he didn't nothing. But now, if a man that humble thought about it, would he really give himself the name Son of God? I don't think so. So just like people throw the title of hero on people like George Floyd and Kyle Rittenhouse, even though Kyle was defending himself, and I saw an interview about that, which I'll touch on in a second, but throwing titles on people makes no sense. So again, I don't think he did it to himself. I don't think he was like, oh, I'm the Son of God. Listen to what I have to say.
That's an
Why
interesting way
was
of looking at it.
Jesus not labeled loony?
He
Or
was in
witch?
modern day though. A lot of people didn't agree with the way Jesus thought and the way he preached. That's why they crucified him.
But again, do I believe he could have performed miracles? Oh, fuck yes. Because being a Norse pagan, I do believe in some form of miracles, magic, whatever you want to call it.
Even the Mormons believed in shit like that. Like you said, they had magical underwear. They believed that they had there was 3 Nephites that God had left around as his guardians for humankind that go around and just commit random acts of kindness and save people. Like you got people that were, all right, I can tell a personal story of my own. Like I can't prove that that's what it was, but I can't think of anything else. I have a cousin. He was paralyzed in a car accident like 20 years ago. And he should have died actually, because every single door in the car was locked. All of the windows were rolled up. He was in a work van and it had rolled several times. So they couldn't open the doors even after they had gotten there. All right.
Damn.
And there was no footsteps around him anywhere in the field. The first person on site was my aunt, and he was already outside of the car. So there was no way for him to have gotten out of the car. So we have no way of proving it. But for me, that's just one of those random acts of things that people say, I got saved. I can't explain it, but I got saved.
Yeah.
So that's why I believe every religion has a little bit of the truth in it.
I'm with that.
It's like he disappears and more food keeps piling up.
Yeah, right. I don't know who can eat that much.
I don't even.
Oh shit, we got safety, Pat.
Listen, are you guys feeling safe yet?
I've been feeling safe for a while now, buddy.
Oh yeah. It's part of the reason
Oh,
why.
what you said.
My man has
Props.
pickles, Cheetos, Doritos, and mayonnaise.
Ugh.
Followers love props, Pat.
Feeling safe yet?
Yep.
So,
All right, what's next? So
safety pack.
I want to know what's up with Trump. We're saying it right now, where we stand.
I've
Me
said it a million
personally,
times.
me personally, I like some of the policies. I disagreed with some of the policies. I didn't care for his arrogance. I thought he was a bit pompous, but I think he could have handled himself a little better dealing with other dictators or other presidents. Because sometimes his attitude towards them was, I get it. You want to be the big guy on campus. You want to make America look strong, but tone it back just a bit.
America! Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Coming to save the motherfucking day, yeah!
Like, I'll be patriotic all day, but again, if you have to be brash without being understanding, then your arrogance just makes you look like a ugh.
I loved his attitude the whole way. I thought the arrogance was the perfect approach for the perfect ending.
No, for the first year, we needed that arrogance. His first term, his first year around, we needed that arrogance. He needed to flex that arrogance. But after a while, just taking it back some, not a lot, but some.
A man who
What
believes that he cannot fail is destined to.
Exactly. Yes and no. It's just one of those things where it's like, but we're not going to stop a second because the motherfucker just poured pickle juice in the flaming hot Cheetos.
Yeah, right? Like, what are you doing, bro?
I thought I was high.
Have you never had this?
No one's ever had that.
You're full of shit. Everybody has had this.
I don't even eat hot Cheetos, bro.
Look, DJ,
You never
not
saw the
everybody-
hot pickle?
I
Joe?
don't eat hot pickles either.
It's a prison food, bitch.
Well, I'm trying not to say that because they'll probably think I'm being rude.
My dad's the one who does. Well, not me.
It-
Don't worry about
Joe,
being
you gotta-
rude. Don't worry
Hey, you
about
got to try it.
What is she calling it? You say you don't want to call it something because you don't want to be rude.
Yeah, don't worry about being rude. I wouldn't worry about being rude. I would just go ahead and say it, bro. Just go ahead and say it. I thought we had one of those
I
type
just
of
did.
relationships. No homo.
Huh?
I thought we had one of those type of relationships. No homo.
I'm just it's a prison thing. It's a prison meal. It's a spread.
I've told you, bro. I didn't eat that shit. That shit was nasty. I have standards. I care about what I put in my body, bro. There was just some shit I wasn't gonna do. I wasn't gonna sit here and crush up ramen noodles and hot flaming Cheetos and a bunch of other random shit and then tell myself it's a pizza or a taco or none of that shit. I'm gonna go on commissary. I'm gonna buy some rice. I'm gonna buy some beans. I'm gonna buy a beef stick. I'm gonna make some rice and beans. I'm gonna eat real shit.
It's busting.
That shit's disgusting.
Rice and
Y'all
beans?
should-
Oh no, not rice and beans. That prison food shit that people be eating. And then we went and glorified it. Like, why would we glorifying prison? Like, that shit ain't fucking for nobody. That shit ain't fun.
it's delicious.
But see, but what we don't realize what we're doing is when you do that, is you're getting these kids to think that it's okay to commit crimes and to end up making you fucking go to prison because, well, now I get to eat prison food for real.
Well, you know what, Joe? That's like complaining about eating food that we bought with food stamps. It is what it is. You don't have to have a jailer mentality or want to go to jail because you eat a hot pickle made by some TikToker.
Listen, if you want to eat it, but no, that goes into what we were talking about earlier with mainstream media and warping these kids' minds, right?
And we're in.
Bro, hot Cheetos are eaten by kids everywhere.
Small
so
things,
what if
bro.
you want to throw some pickle juice
The devil-
and some pickles in it? Kids
What do they
over
always
here
say?
eating locusts.
What do they always
Did
say?
you
The devil
not
will get you in
locusts?
small ways, right? The devil will
Huh?
get you with small. The devil will get you with small sin. That's how he gets you, right? So he gets you in small ways by glorifying prison food. You are therefore starting to glorify prison for the youth, which is making it just seem okay to go to prison. The only way you
completely
change the world is
disagree.
change the way the kids look at it. And if you make
I
them think
completely
that prison is
disagree.
okay in any way, they're going to be okay with going to prison.
That makes no sense at all. That is ignorant as fuck to say.
How is it not making any sense?
Okay.
Do you know
okay,
how
so
many
you're
kids
saying
in the inner city look at going to prison and going to jail as a badge of honor?
you think a
That
bag
is a
of hot
fact.
Cheetos, Joseph,
That is a
and pickles
fact.
is gonna send a kid to prison? Bad parenting is gonna send a kid to prison. Okay.
I know plenty of
bad
guys in prison that had
environment
amazing
is gonna send
parents.
a kid to prison.
That's not the only
If
fucking
anything-
problem.
If anything, eating a
Society
bag of hot
has
Cheetos
a
and
big
pickles
way to do
will
with it,
keep
bro.
a kid out of prison.
No, it won't.
Yeah, he ain't got to
No,
go.
it's not.
steal
You're
it, does he?
normalizing it, bro. You're
He ain't gotta go
normalizing it.
steal it, does he?
You're doing the same thing Nickelodeon did 20 years ago when they had that little girl dating that 20-year-old man on that show and just made it okay. And nowadays, it's just okay for your teacher to fuck a fucking student.
How the fuck does that compare, Joseph? That compares in no way.
Because they get you in
How are you
small
comparing
ways, bro.
fucking a child
The devil
to
gets
eating
you in
pickles and
small
hot
ways.
Cheetos? How
Because
are
they
you doing that?
small acts of sin, that's how they get you. And that's what it's doing. You're glorifying prison food, which glorifies things about prison for the youth. Glorifying prison about the youth is already a thing. Kids already look at it as a badge of honor to say, oh, I went to prison. I went to jail. That shit isn't a badge of honor. You know why I say that to people? To show them you can fucking change. To show kids, this shit's not cool. That's the only reason why I bring it up. But sitting there
I
and
think,
saying
Joseph,
that,
I think you bring it up.
that shit's
I
dope.
think
That
you
shit's
bring it
busted.
up.
That shit's
I
disgusting.
think you bring it up because you love trying to debate me. The
No,
way I do shit
no.
is creative
You know
as
why I
fuck,
bring it up with
and
you so
hate
much?
on it.
Is
And
because
that's sad. What
the
the hell
hatred
is
you
up with
bring
you?
towards Sean just because he's an ex-felon. That shit makes
Say
me
it again.
feel some
Say
type
what
of way.
about Sean?
Because
say
you
what
bring
about
so
Sean?
much hatred towards him because he's an ex-felon. I get you, bro. He
Oh,
fucked you
so now
over,
we
bro.
see what the
I get
problem
you.
is. You
I
think I,
get
have
you.
a
He
problem
fucked
with you
you
because
over.
you're a
But-
felon?
Yes, because bro, what makes it any different from me? So when I
Wow,
piss
so
you
we're-
off,
so
so
basically
hold on,
you're still
listen.
hanging on to
When I
kid
piss
shit.
you off,
You're
you're
still
just
hanging on
gonna
to
view me
kid
as a
shit.
felon, right? When I piss you
What?
off, you're just gonna when I piss you off,
when you act like a
when I
felon,
piss you
when
off, you're just gonna
use
view me as a
felon
felon, right?
mentality, yes,
Exactly.
I check you on it, and I
Exactly.
tell you that.
No,
I
that's
don't
not what
hate
we're
on
talking
Sean.
about.
I don't hate on Sean because he's a felon. I hate on Sean because he's a felon saying
You need
that
to go
he's
back and
doing
look at your
better
TikTok,
and he's
homeboy.
full of shit.
You need to
That's
go back
why
and look
I
at
hate
your
on
TikTok because
Sean.
you hate on him for being a felon an awful lot. You bring it
Bro,
up
I
an
hate
awful
on any
lot.
felon that's fake as fuck saying he's changing, trying to do better, and really he's just being a snake ass, fake ass.
But to come at him just because he's a felon,
Do you condone?
that's
do you
insulting
condone
to
verbally
all the
abusing
other
a
felons that
14-year-old
actually
child?
do change their
Do you
shit, bro.
condone abusing a 14-year-old child? Verbally abusing a 14-year-old child? Do you condone that?
But that doesn't have anything to do with him being a felon.
Inspires other kids. Do you condone a 40-year-old man?
That has
picking on a
nothing to do with
15-year-old
him
child?
being a felon.
Do you condone that?
That has nothing to do with him being a
Do
felon.
you condone that?
No, but that has nothing to do with him being a felon.
So then you should condone the fact that I don't agree with a felon saying he's trying to do better and really
What I
he's
don't
fake as
agree
fuck.
with,
He talks
what
to
I
his
don't
kids like they
agree
ain't
with
shit.
is
He
you
treats his
bringing
wife
up
like
the
she
fact that
isn't
he's a
shit.
felon as a point of argument. Because bringing up the fact that he's a felon is not a point of argument. Because
It
that's
is.
no,
He
it's
calls
not. Because
himself a
that's
productive
disrespectful to people
ex-felon.
like me, bro.
He calls
Because I
himself.
don't live my life that way. So every
Okay,
time
you
you bring
don't.
up a point of
You
argument because
don't.
he's a
You
felon,
don't live
that
your
makes
life that way. Not all felons are like you. Not
But
all
that-
felons are trying to do better. You know what a real felon would do? A real felon would fucking call me, tell me his feelings are still hurt because I called him out on being an asshole and thinking it was cool. That's what a real felon would do. Call me, Joe. Don't bring this shit on your fucking platform that I'm trying to help you grow, and now we both acting like big ass babies on
feel better
something
now?
that you're trying to make successful.
You
On
feel
something
better
that
now?
I'm trying to help you make successful.
I don't need your help.
Call my fucking phone. Text
I don't
me and
need your
tell me
help,
how
bro.
you
If you
feel.
don't want to be here,
Don't
don't
come on
be
your
here.
platform and try and make me look stupid.
That's a fact. I
play
don't need
that
your
way.
help, bro.
I'll
If you don't want to
as
be
real
here, then
as
don't
I
be
can.
here.
The person I am behind the scenes of the camera is the person
Yo,
you get.
I don't know who the fuck you
We
think
can
you're
hang up
talking to,
and
but
I'll
you can
call
pull
and
up
I'm
at any
saying the
time,
same
homeboy.
shit.
You know my fucking address. I ain't Sean. You ain't gonna fucking yell at me, dude. Pull the
And
fuck
you
up
ain't
if
gonna
you
treat
feel
me
that way.
like I'm
Pull
stupid.
the fuck
You
up
ain't
if
gonna
you
talk
feel
to me
that way.
like I'm no
Pull
child.
the fuck up
I'm
if you
here
feel
with
that
you.
way,
I'm
bitch.
trying to help
Pull the
you.
fuck up if you feel that way. I don't
You
need
grow
your
the
help.
fuck up.
I don't need
Drop
your help.
that
Pull the
felon
fuck up then if
mentality.
you feel
You
that
don't have
way.
to
You
flex
know
on
my
everybody
address.
you
Pull the
see.
fuck up if you feel
You
that
ain't
way.
gotta go beating your chest.
Pull the
This ain't
fuck
the
up if you
pod.
feel that way.
This ain't the pod,
Pull the
Joe.
fuck up if you feel that way,
This
dude.
ain't the pod.
Pull the fuck up if you
This
feel
ain't
that
the
way.
pod.
Pull the fuck
This
up if
ain't
you
the
feel that
pod.
way. Pull the
This
fuck
ain't the
up if
pod,
you feel that
Joe.
way. Because
This
not
is
all
real life,
ex-felons
Joe.
are like
You
that,
are
dude.
outside of the pod
Not
now,
all
Joe.
ex-felons are like
You don't
that.
have to be an asshole to make a
Not
point,
all
Joe.
ex-felons are
You
like
don't
that,
have
bro.
to be an asshole, Joe. You
And
can be
neither do
nice,
you.
Joe. You
Neither
can
do
say
you.
hello.
Because every time
call and
you
say
bring
you
up the
don't
fact that he's an
agree with
ex-felon as a
something.
point of argument, it's disrespectful to every ex-felon that
If
has
you say you're
changed their
trying to
fucking
change,
life.
be
Do
about
you
it.
not
If you're
understand
really
that?
trying to change, be about it. Because DJ, what you said, gonna
Pull
call
the
you
fuck
out
up
on
if
it.
you feel
I'm
that way
not gonna
then.
pretend I
You
don't
feel
see
that
the
way
shit
about
you
me?
do
Pull the fuck
just
up.
because we're
You
friends.
feel that way
I'm not
about
gonna
me?
turn
Pull
a
up.
blind eye to the shit you
You
do
feel that
just
way about me?
because I
Pull the
know
fuck
you.
up.
That would make me fake as fuck. And I'm
You
not fake as
feel that
fuck.
way about
I'm
me?
as honest
Pull up,
as I
bro.
can be. I'm as real as it gets.
You feel that way?
Period.
Pull the fuck up.
Okay, Joe, you grow the fuck up. You're
I didn't say
33,
grow up.
right?
I didn't tell you to grow up.
So you grow
I
up
told
before
you if
me.
you feel that way about me, you can pull up. You know my address. I've given it to you multiple
See,
times.
you ready to fight now. You ready to fight.
If that's
Why?
what, bro, if that's what you want to do, then let's do it.
Because you can't take me out with words. Because what I'm saying is true.
Because
Joe,
you don't listen.
Listen, bro.
You just over
Joe,
here
even
yelling.
if
You
I
don't listen
pulled
to
up,
nothing no one's
even
saying,
if I
bro.
pulled up, bro. Even if I pulled up, what does that solve?
Whatever.
At the end of the day,
Whatever.
I'm still gonna have my opinion.
Pull
I'm
up then.
still gonna try and say, hey, Joe, okay, we done beat each other's ass now. Are you ready to fucking work together? That's the shit I'ma say.
You
And
feel
it's
better?
gonna be up to you to make the decision. I'm
feel better?
fucking here, Joe. You wanna work together?
feel better?
You wanna grow? You wanna beat something? Let's fucking do it together. But you gotta drop that hatred you got for me. Drop that fucking animosity, because I don't need it.
I'll drop
I
that
don't
as soon as
want
you
it.
drop the hatred for ex-felons.
Then a felon better fucking change for real. Don't just say it. Don't be fake. Be who the fuck you are.
Don't
On
bring
the
up the
camera
fact
and
that
off
they're a
the camera.
felon then. That's all I'm trying to get at, bro. How you not
No,
understanding
that's
it?
not all
Stop
you're
yelling
trying
for a
to get
second.
at, Joe.
Stop
Joe,
yelling
if
and
that's
just
all you were
listen.
trying to get at, you could have
God
called
damn,
me.
you don't shut up.
When you
Stop
and I
yelling
first
and just
spoke,
listen.
when you and I first spoke, and I said, Joe, tell me what's up. I thought it was squashed then. So if it wasn't, call me and tell me
Oh
that
my
it's
God,
not
dude.
squashed. And we'll
Dude.
fucking talk about it.
If you're not gonna
Don't
listen,
come on something where you and I are sitting here trying to talk about unity and we at each other's throats behind the scenes. We don't work that way. We don't succeed. We fucking fail. I don't need to hear shit you got to say, Joe. I don't, bro.
yeah,
We have plenty of time to do this. Plenty.
feel better
You know
now.
I ain't attacking no felon. You know if I had
No,
something
you
to say
are
to you,
though.
I'd fucking say it.
God damn,
If I
bro,
had
you
something
are,
to say
my
to
man.
you about who you are, I would say it.
Every time you bring up the fact that he's an ex-felon as a point of argument, it's disrespectful to all ex-felons. How are you not getting that?
fucking bad. It should
Pull the
only
fuck
be
up. Pull the fuck up.
disrespectful to you
Just
if
pull
you're
the fuck
someone
up.
I'm talking
No,
about.
just pull the fuck up.
If you got, bro, it is what the fuck it is.
Then pull
If
the fuck
you
up.
are that felon, if I'm saying
I'm gonna be
something
that
you feel
felon
pertains
today.
to you,
I'm gonna be that
then
felon
you need
today.
to change how you
Fuck
are.
out of here with that shit. I'm gonna be that felon today. Fuck out of here with that shit.
Whatever, Joe. Whatever.
Out of here.
You know my shit wasn't directed at you, and that's the point. You know it wasn't directed at you.
Doesn't matter.
You know it ain't got shit to do with you. You know that. So the point of you to try and bring it up and try and, bro, you were sitting here trying to be funny, and you're not slick. Period. It's not cool, Joe. It's not. You do it in the text messages and I ignore it, don't I? You do it behind the scenes and I ignore it,
I'm
don't
gonna fuck
I?
with you every time I get a chance to. Damn right. That's who I am.
Okay.
So you might as well
Okay,
deal with
so
that
what
one, or
the
you can
fuck
just
are you
pull the
trying to
fuck up.
say?
I don't care. Either way, that's how we're gonna handle it then, because I'm gonna be that felon today. Because you've pushed
Okay,
that button.
Joe. And how's
Because
that
you
going to
pushed
make
that
you a better
button. Fuck
person
that shit.
tomorrow? What about tomorrow?
I'll
And what
be that
about
felon
the next
tomorrow
day?
too.
And what about the
Fuck
day
outta
after
here.
that?
I'll keep that energy every day if that's how you want to keep it. Fuck that
Okay,
shit.
Joe. Well, then that's you wanting to keep that energy. Because at the end of the day, Joseph, I'm going to keep persevering, bro. I'm not going to let nobody stop me from my fucking goals. And I'm not going to let what nobody say fucking offend me. I've lived my whole life people trying to offend me. Why the fuck do you think I bounce it off so easy? And I try and tell you early, hey, Joe,
I ain't gonna bounce
the way
that
you
shit off,
acting
bro.
makes me feel
I ain't
this
gonna bounce
way.
that shit off. Fuck that
I
shit.
tell you.
Nope.
I tell you. I don't know how to lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Nope.
Everybody else might. I'm not fucking scared of nobody, Joe. And ain't nobody gonna treat me like
I don't
shit.
want you to be scared
especially
of
when
me.
I got their best interest
Scared
at
person
heart.
ain't gonna pull
Fuck
up.
no.
I don't want you to be scared of me.
Good. I'm not. I'm not scared of you verbally,
I'm sorry,
physically,
Raymes.
or mentally, bro.
I
This
hugged
was
you,
supposed to be
I'm
something
sorry.
successful.
I'm gonna
We're
say-
supposed to be working together. How are we going to work together if you're always
Can
trying to be
I-
an asshole? You don't have to flex all the time.
Can I talk? Okay. Beep. I'm going to say this. This is the perfect point I've come up with my own. This is like yin and yang. You have a little bit of the light, a little bit of the dark, all in the same bowl. You two are friends. I agree with both of you in different ways. DJ, you are a bit brash, and I've said that before on a live. You have this mentality to just rub people the wrong way, and I've seen it.
Yeah.
But again, that's you. And Ron, I know we haven't really I know I haven't really met you, and I know everybody has a past, but I see where DJ is coming from in the sense of if you let what he says offend you in any way, shape, or form when he's not talking directly about you, you have that moment of like, okay, well, then he's talking about me. You're offended for something he's not directing towards you. And again, that's you. That's not him. He wants to work with you and
I'm offended by his perception of the situation.
I don't know the situation. I don't want to know the situation. That's just me. That's between you two. But I'm telling you, if you guys do not quit, like I said earlier, history is doomed to repeat itself and a friendship will fall. Not only will a friendship fall, but this podcast will disappear in a heartbeat because you two can't work together. And if you two can't work together, even with a tainted past, yeah, you're going to make snarky remarks. Okay. You're acting more like brothers than you are anything else. So why don't you two just kiss and make up and get it over with? Because at the end of the day, you don't want to lose a friendship. Two people from different walks of life have come together in a unique way. Work with it or work against it. Your choice. But stop the arguing. There's no fucking point in it whatsoever. Both of you are brilliant young men. Both of you are capable. And together you can only make more magic. So squash it and understand that his comment towards you or towards whoever has nothing to do with you. You cannot like it. You can express to him from what he was saying that you don't like it, but you have to talk to him. You can't just do it here in front of your new guest and as well as your fan base that you're trying to build. Because when you bring that stuff on camera, it causes more and more problems. So the best thing to do is squash it before you even get to this part where you're on here and having a guest literally play dad to fucking everybody. But I do it in my group too. So I don't hate you guys. I'd love to come back to this. This is fun. We were having a blast.
Bro, basically, you have plenty of reasons to hate that son of a bitch. And I feel you for every single last one of them, bro. And honestly, with a couple of them, if he was to actually do the shit that, you know what I mean? You said that he was going to threaten, I'd be right there with you to whoop the shit out of him. But bringing up the fact that he's the next felon to bash him, to say that this is the reason why he's a piece of shit, is only contradictory to everything that I'm trying to show the world. And that's why I take offense to it, because I get it. He's a piece of shit, but there's a lot of us out here that aren't. So every time one person, because bro, you may not realize it, but your word means a lot to a lot of fucking people.
Yeah.
So every time you say he's a piece of shit because he's an ex-felon, that automatically makes some people think that all ex-felons are pieces of shit. So it makes like, and I get it. My purpose isn't your responsibility. But like homeboy said, we fighting like brothers. We supposed to be friends. We supposed to be boys, right? Like, so we supposed to fight for each other's purposes. So that's why I get offended by it. Because it's like you're just saying, you know, fuck it. All felons are pieces of shit. They all do, you know, they all deserve that. You're right. I did deserve to go to prison. But at the same time, I don't feel like I deserve to be persecuted for it years down in the future because of what I did back then. You get what I'm saying? Like, and it just feels like everything I say to you just says, well, fuck it. It ain't my problem. It just don't phase you. Fuck it. That's your opinion. Fuck it.
I have two parts to that. I understand how you feel completely. You misunderstood or you read into what I was saying, and that is not my fault. I can't apologize for that. Here is how I will clarify that for you. Every video I made towards his username, productive_X felon, aka used to be Donnie Donut, every video I made stitched him, showing him, perceiving himself to the officer as a productive ex-felon. I have done better. I have changed my life. When me, Djwhatchusaid, who has a follower like you, who followed me for my life story, knowing what I went through as a kid. If I sit here,
I didn't yell at you. I didn't yell
you
at
say
you.
you follow me for my life story.
But what I'm saying is I didn't yell at you. I calmly.
Just tone it back a little bit.
I'm not
Just-
yelling.
I think-
I'm not yelling.
No.
Oh, okay, I get it. I talk aggressive. I get that. I don't know
Yeah.
how not to do that.
I know.
I'm trying to learn to be clear.
I know. I'll be a mediator. I got you.
Anyway,
Because you got to remember, institutionalized, bro.
right, bro. I forget it. Very easy. I'm talking to my friend, I thought. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, you followed me for my life story, right? Now,
Facts.
you don't know what I saw. You don't know what I saw when I went in there, right? So to the blind eye, if I continue, if I go on and do for him what I do for Safety Meeting and other platforms that you see, like you said, my word means a lot to people. And what would people think of me if they knew I'm promoting a productive ex-felon that verbally, mentally, and up until 6 months ago, physically abused those children the same way I grew up? I don't think you'd support me much anymore. You probably call me fake as fuck. So that's why I stitched his videos with him saying, I'm this, I'm that. And then I told the truth about what he's doing. That is me. That's how
So the
I am.
ex-felon
That's what I'm
comment
good
was
at.
just about based off of his name.
Huh?
The ex-felon comment was just based off his name then.
His name is productive.
No, I get that now. So when you made the ex-felon comment, it was just based off of because you were using his name. I get it now.
So that people would know who
I get
he
it
is.
now. But be honest with you, from where I was sitting, all I really see on the story was this dude's an ex-felon. He's a piece of shit, and I'm like, well, damn, bro.
Oh, I know the video you're talking about. And DJ, I know where he's thinking about now. Because I was
and I
trying to
gotta
read
pause
it.
you. I'm sorry. Not meaning to be rude. But Joe, we're in a group chat. Text me, call me if you're feeling that way. Because, bro, how many conversations have we had where, like you admitted, you're being an asshole, right? And
Most
I
of
just
our
ignore
conversations
it,
are you
bro.
and Pat.
Huh?
Most of our conversations are you and Pat.
Trust me, I grew up with sisters.
Look. And this is the point I'm trying to make, Joseph. Bro, you got my number. Text me, tell me how you're feeling. Bro, you know me. I ain't biting my tongue for nobody. I say how I feel and I speak on it. And when you attack me, not just you, anybody, like I've proved anybody who comes at me, I got something to say. So, bro, it has to happen in private. I would never come on here and you know what I mean? But if you push me there, let's go. You know what I mean? So like, text me, bro. And you know what I said today? Because I noticed what you do is when I say something, you completely ignore it and you go and you change the subject and talk to Pat. And me, I sit there and I'm like, okay, whatever, I swerve it, right? But today I was like, he probably doesn't like that I talk to Pat more than I talk to him. And that's my bad, you know? But at the same time, I don't always want to fight, bro. I'm not trying to burn no bridges or ruin no friendships. That's why
That's why I curved the conversation and talked to Pat.
Well, okay. So then when the conversation is important to me and you just swerve it like that, that's why you get ignored. if that makes sense. You're gonna have to go back through the comments and read. But like I felt
Honestly, you ignoring me
I
doesn't
was
bother
giving
me.
you props for something. You literally gave me a good idea for content. And so I was showing you guys how I'm gonna post it, giving you, you know what I mean? And
I'll
you just
never. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I mean, Pat could even tell you if he was here, but he left. I will never acknowledge you giving me props for anything ever.
you don't, that's not the point. You're not supposed to acknowledge it. That's not the point. I was telling, okay, I'm a guy, I get ideas on the spot. So I was showing you how I come up with my ideas. It was a script so that I didn't lose it, so that I could create it. Does that make sense? That's all that was. I don't need your props. My goal isn't to give you props. My goal is to fucking help us grow. Like, I don't care. I don't need props. I don't need to be told I'm good. I know I'm good. You fuck with me because I'm good. If I wasn't good, you wouldn't be fucking with me.
No, I fuck with you because your story. And
Okay, Joe. What the fuck ever, Joe. Okay, Joe. Got you.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like all of that, all the shit that you say that you're good at is not the reason why I fuck with you.
Okay, Joe. Cool. That's fine.
Why? How is that? Why is that so hard to believe that I don't
It's
fuck
not.
with you? Because I don't fuck with you because you're good with TikTok and content. Like I genuinely
Right.
thought you were a cool person, bro. Like
I
that's
believe-
that's why I hit
believe
you
that.
up. That's why I followed you. The fact that you had all them followers meant dick.
I believe, Joe, I believe that. Bro, I know you don't give a fuck about none of that. What I'm saying is, okay.
First dude I ever had on this show didn't even was blocked on every single social media outlet that you can.
Where's he at now?
The dude, I don't know. He's one of Pat's buddies.
Oh, okay.
It was one of Pat's buddies we
bro,
had on the show.
My point is, you fuck with me because we all have something to bring to the table, right? Like a team mentality. Everything for me is a team mentality. What I'm trying, that's the people I've reached out to, made friends with. There's a reason I give you guys my number. Like, I'm not one of these fake ass dudes who's just here for the clout and then goodbye. Like, I genuinely like helping people, and I've drawn back on doing it, you know, because I've learned, you know, after talking with you guys and shit, right? But like, I like helping people, right? And so when I see potential, I do my best to keep it around, right? And so, long story short, bro, the way you're feeling, it can happen behind the scenes, bro. Like, period. But I mean, I don't think
make
it's
good
fair to
content.
come on and just try and attack me and think I'm just not gonna notice it and ignore it. Any other day, you would have said nothing about the hot pickles, cheese, all that stuff. You know? So I mean,
No, I still would have made the point any other day. It still would have bothered me. That's one of the big things that bothers me with TikTok is the glorification of prison.
No, I can see where you're coming from with that one, because I've seen a lot of prisoners have TikToks and it's bizarre.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm going to side with DJ on the fact that it is a bit of a stretch, and it is a hard stretch to compare the prison food to that kind of mentality. Because just because some guy on TikTok makes food out of the I know the blue checkmark guy who's like sees the prison stuff and they make the food out of Kool-Aid and crap. I see him go off and do his thing, but he's glorifying it. Just because DJ sits there and is eating it and you know what it is and DJ knows what it is, doesn't mean the people watching the podcast know. And hell, this podcast is meant for older people anyway. So how many kids do you actually think are going to sit back and watch a bunch of old dudes talk about random god shit? And you know,
unless they're signed into an adult account on YouTube, they can't.
Yeah. So DJ wouldn't just eating after getting himself a bit blazed is not glorifying the food aspect of it like somebody else on TikTok does. DJ's just sitting there eating fucking gross ass combinations of food.
And my platform loves it. It brings eyes. People like watching me eat.
No, DJ, I'm not knocking you for it, but I'm just saying, to me.
No, I know. No, I'm saying like
Oh no, I
you know
love.
what? Everything for me is content, and I just know what works. And my goal is to help put safety meeting out there. So I'm doing shit that people relate to, people like to see. It's going to bring
Dude,
the eyes. Like it's
exactly.
not glorifying whatever. I'm over it. Anyway,
The thing that really made you blow up.
everything I do, Joe, is to help this podcast. Okay, I want to come on here glorifying no fucking pedophiles.
What? Who said you were
What?
glorifying pedophiles?
No, no.
I use
think
that. I use that as like as an example from a way that the media has already used subliminal
Yeah, we talked
messaging.
about that earlier in a different aspect.
Yeah, it bugs
But
me.
damn it, I had a point and now I got stoned and I forgot it. Oh, yo, you want to know what made you blow up in your early days? And it might be something small that you never overlooked. All the videos you did in your pantry. That brought you so much fucking traffic because people would just be like commenting on the background, like, look at all the oodles and noodles. Who has that many flavors? Why do you need that many cans of Spam? Like, you had something with the pantry, bro. You got to get your pantry game back up.
Yes,
Maybe we should go rob Aldi's.
Agree. Exactly. Yeah. So to cater to that, I knew that the pantry would set me off like I wanted, right? I knew it would get the eyes, right? But a big thing with me is I want people to know me and who I am and know there's more to me than this, that, and the third, right? Like my musical ideas, my skit ideas. I wanted to be known. That was basically to draw in the attention, create an identity, and then really establish myself and a name and everything. And so it's definitely a goal because I love DJing. That's something I want to learn how to do for real, right? And it started in the pantry, California Pantry Productions. That's what I try and tell people. There is a whole idea behind everything I do. I'm just trying to get the right people behind me to make it move.
See, I like this. I'm Dr. Phil. Welcome to the class. And I know you guys aren't going to squash the rest of what you guys have here, but y'all need to talk about it in private. And it's something you two need to finish because you two can go far. Yeah, shut up. I know I'm Dr. Phil. Trust me, I'm the dad of the group of my people. So yeah. It's just a matter of you guys just need to squash it outside of here before you guys lose because just think about the idea of like me running off and telling people, yeah, no, that wasn't good. I know you can edit most of this out, so that's perfect. But
why would I edit anything out? This is real.
I would leave it.
Know.
I definitely leave it.
Okay, see, that's between you two. But again, if you guys are going to do it, that's between you two. But I'm going to let you guys know, you guys need to fix it outside of this. Or all it's going to do is destroy all of this. Because again, if I was any other person on here, I'd be running and telling my friends, oh my God, you should have seen the fucking drama.
See, that's what I'm talking about, bro.
So would I.
I'm telling you
exactly what I would do.
It goes you
I ain't gonna lie to you. After arguing and feeling better about arguing, because I'm weird like that.
No, arguing is therapeutic.
People are gonna love that, bro. I don't really remember what I said or what you said, but people are gonna love it.
Yeah, because it's pretty much the fucking real world all over again. It wasn't scripted and it wasn't a part of the agenda.
You did not like that response,
but it didn't happen.
Exactly.
I really love your mediation stuff, and this is something that I thought Pat would do because we're all a team. But I like the fact that Pat likes to. I like your perception on it, Pat, where it just annoys you and you just walk away. And Joe, I mean this in a positive way. Like, I am the most patient person in the world, especially when I see potential. And I know it might not mean much to you, but bro, I have an eye for talent and I have an eye for potential. And I know when I'm very good at leading, okay? And I know that's probably not the best word to use, but I'm very good at leading. But I've also learned when and how to walk away. And I'll just walk away. If you don't want me here, if you don't want me involved, like, cool. Like, my goal was to help. and your TikTok is booming, and the way you're doing your shit now, bro, you're only gonna go up from here if you stick to it. You know what I mean?
See, what
As
your
far as
problem
this,
is,
like,
you think
I'll walk away if this is what it's gonna be every single time, or if I always gotta worry about, you know, oh, it's Joe, man. You know, I just I don't care, and I don't have the time. There's potential here.
You've fallen under the misconception that I need or want a leader.
I know, bro. No, I fall under no misconception. Clearly, you don't want, and clearly you feel you don't need a leader. What I'm saying is I know what I'm good at. And I'm also good at humbling myself and being led and taking coaching. That's what a team thing is. It's everyone leading. Nobody has to be top boss, but there are just some things I'm good at that you can't do. There are some things you're good at that I can't do, mainly because I don't freaking want to put in the time to learn. You know what I mean? And you know what that makes? That makes a good team. What you're good at, you bring it to the table. What I'm good at, I'll bring it to the table. And we all make it work. And if not, fuck it. We tried.
So how about the
Goodbye.
Yankees?
You know what I mean? I just don't want to fight every fucking time when we could be building something great. Because that's what this is. There's so much potential here, so much wisdom. You know what I mean?
I agree.
And unfortunately, it's the younger guys going at it. That's great.
No, I think you two are older than me. Well, no, I think me and Ron, I think me and him are the same age. I'm 33.
Did you do background checks on all of us?
No, but DJ said earlier when he was 26, and I figured that was a couple years ago. You said you were 33 about 20 minutes ago, and Pat said he was close. Me and him talked. He's 34, I think.
Nope.
No, okay, I
Close.
wasn't 100% sure.
39.
Uh,
Okay, go for it.
but
Yeah.
yeah, and plus I'm very observant, so that's how I also knew DJ wasn't that far, because DJ, in one of your TikTok videos, you went into that thrift store and you talked about a local football team. That's all it took.
What you said. See, I'm clever. I knew mentioning the football team would let people know where, you know. That's cool.
But I knew you had also moved to PA because you kind of, out of all the states to pick, you moved to another blue state. What the fuck was with that?
I will tell you, because this state is the farthest from blue. And that's on what you said.
Perfect.
So down here right now, I've viewed like 3 or 4 houses, 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-story houses, $3,000 down, $450 a month. Mortgages. There is a lot of property here. There is a lot of jobs, and nobody here wants it. They all want to escape to California. Like, everyone in Pennsylvania is legitimately clown sheep, but there's enough red here to keep shit intact. It's more like you got to be here to see it. It's weird with a little racism thrown in the mix consistently.
Listen, I live in Podunk, Ohio, so trust me, I know about a little bit of racism thrown in there. You know.
But Pennsylvania was the best choice as far as immediate opportunity for me, as far as employment and home purchasing. So I have a goal, man. Watch, I'm telling you. Got a plan.
I was just curious because it was like you went from one blue state, and it just kind of caught me off guard. I was like, huh. Because I actually thought you were going to stop somewhere in like closer to Texas.
Yeah.
I didn't think
you thought that? Yeah. So like I said, I'm good at building a platform. I knew how to televise it, I guess, while doing my research along the way. You know, and Texas just wasn't immediately doable, especially like getting there, having to settle the family in, get school set up, like just because everything I do, I pretty much, you know, independently do. So it's. But Pennsylvania was the most doable immediately.
Out of California, though, I was like, "Good Lord, I could not imagine living out in California." What part of California was it? Southern California or?
No, that's LA area. It was so Fresno, Merced, Madera, Bakersfield, Los Angeles, more south.
Ooh. I
But it
couldn't
just got bad. It got bad overnight, like no BS. I looked up, I got fired. Like the schools were requesting vaccinate, and I was just like, damn, it all just happened so quick. Like it happened.
Wait, they fired you like right off the bat, no questions asked. Just
Yeah. So no, so like they told us 2 months in, they told us that pretty soon we might have to get it. And then it turned into the client is requesting it. And so everyone had a deadline to get in their proof, and everybody did because we turned it in online. So I noticed everybody doing it and nobody was standing against it, man. And I was working in the bluest city out there, so man, they just took me off the schedule, both of them. They just took me off the schedule and work stopped coming.
now the real question is when was everybody's red pill taken? When did you realize that you were being lied to by like the most of the politicians, majority of them?
I
knew
grew
when
up
Obama-
Mormon, so I've been lied to my whole life.
Fair enough. Mormon, yeah, because I was Baptist before I became a pagan, so I know about that.
You understand it?
9/11.
It was more, I graduated. By the time I graduated, I started paying attention. Life hit me hella fast, pretty much. I emancipated at 16. I graduated, my dad died. And then life just hit. So I had to pay attention early. Otherwise, who knows where I'd be right now? I probably wouldn't even be awake, to be
Were
honest.
you born and raised in California?
Yeah, Oakland, California.
Isn't it weird that you live close to an Oakland, PA, outside of Pittsburgh?
Yes, it's the coolest thing to me. I can't wait to go check it out. See if it's like the real hood.
No, don't. No, I think you'll be all right, but it is like the real hood. I've been
It
down there.
is.
Yeah, I've been down there.
Damn.
Not to say that it's a horrible place. It has, I don't know if it's still there because it's been a couple years. They had a nice little coffee shop down there. So I don't know if it's still there or not because of the pandemic or
Yeah.
scandemic or China-demic, whatever.
They got a college out there.
Yeah, well, Penn State's close to Oakland. It's not like the campus Penn State in the city is not that far from there, but it's not in Oakland.
That's cool. Oh, damn it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Life
But it's
is a
just-
roller coaster, but we figure it out.
Nobody turned on the boat, George?
You just fart?
No. Lit a fire.
I was gonna say it sounded like you lit a torch.
Yeah. Got my heater. It's cold.
Is that like a kerosene? Yeah, that's an old kerosene heater.
No, it's propane. I got my tank over there.
Oh, looks like one of those old kerosene heaters.
I don't fuck around, man. It's cold in here.
All right. Well, anyway, my phone's done, so I'm gonna have to head out anyway. Plus, I'm getting business stuff thrown my way.
All right, man. It was nice having you on. Appreciate it.
Oh, not a problem. Trust me, I enjoyed it. Even the arguing part. It's like real life.
There you go. When it all gets all edited, I'll send it to Pat, and Pat can send it to you, and then you can send it out to all your people, man. If you
All
could, we'd appreciate it.
No, hey, not a problem. I'll give them a warning to enjoy. They get the popcorn ready, so don't worry about that.
There you go. We got some drama, everything, man.
Hey, but I want you two to squash it, and I mean it. If you don't, I'll be pissed.
As long as he realizes I'm right, we'll be okay.
Look, you know that ain't gonna happen.
We might be in trouble.
No, just look. You both are gonna be right no matter what. You both have your own views on the world. Enjoy that. And enjoy the fact that you're friends. And leave it at that. But anyway, it's good hanging out with you guys.
Appreciate
And
it.
I'll talk to you guys next time.
All right.
Appreciate you, bro.
What you said.
Patrick.
I can't really hear. You got that thingy going.
It's pretty loud. What's up, guys?
Just my opinion, Pat. I kind of feel when we get going like that, I know you don't like to weigh in and get in the middle, but
Maybe you should just yell and tell us both to shut the fuck up.
I think there's a time and the place. I didn't think that was the time or the place.
I agree. It wasn't.
I think it was amazing content. So I think you're both crazy.
I know. I definitely think it was amazing content. I mean, you know, I see it both ways. From our mature, young perspective, I think it was good for content. Pat, I do see why you don't feel it was a good idea. You know, I do. I see why. I guess I see why, because for you, it's more of a professional thing. Or maybe I should ask you why you don't agree with it.
So are you gonna eat the soggy Cheetos, or are we just gonna?
No, Joe, you killed my appetite, bro. Like when I get mad, I can't eat. I
would at least like appreciate if you tried one of the really, really soggy ones at the bottom of the bag, because I know that's gotta taste disgusting.
No, it's good. It is very It's good.
I don't
really
like hot
is.
Cheetos.
Well, then you're not gonna like it regardless. What,
I
Pat?
told you this. I told you this before, right? So I'm an empath. So I absorb. Okay, you don't have to be present to feel the negative energy that was being released by both of you guys. It was over.
You
It
felt
was
negative
overwhelming
energy from me?
from both of you because okay, let's see. How do I word this correctly? There gets a point in time when repetition does nothing but prove ignorance.
Okay. At what point
So
did you feel my
when
bad energy? At what point did you feel my bad energy?
when you guys are screaming at each other like teenagers.
Oh, okay.
When the fuck? How
Well,
do you guys
yeah,
keep on
Pat,
flipping
we're going
around?
at it at that point.
Okay, you don't. That's not. That's not healthy. That's toxic.
I
That's
agree.
negative.
I agree.
And it was intense. And because I felt that, I just had to walk away. Because if it was a real conversation in real life, we were in the same room together, I would straight up, yo, I would tear into you, both of you motherfuckers at the same time. Joe, you know I would.
I want to know what the fuck you guys are doing with your cameras to keep on flip flopping. Pat started out over here, and then dude left, and then Pat went over here, or no, DJ Titus went over here, and then something happened, and now Titus is down here, and Pat's is over. It's bugging me out.
Problem is that although you can agree to disagree, it's still unhealthy. If that makes any sense. We all, although different, bring something unique to the table. And in that aspect, creative differences will always exist. Whether you're close with somebody or you're just learning something new about somebody, creative differences will always exist. And I just, like I said, I believe that there's a time and a place. And the part that was just kind of frustrating for me was the fact that, you know, I brought this dude on, right? And I was like, hell yeah, it's cool as hell. I finally got to reach out to a fan. They checked out the show. They liked the show. They want to come on the show. Fuck yeah. That's the kind of interaction that we're talking about. People coming in and having a safety meeting, talking about some real shit. And then that was how it transpired. So it's like, for a minute there, I was like, well, now I feel obligated to be apologetic for something that I had no part of. because Joe and I represent this logo, this emblem, this podcast. This is us. We're putting our life's work into it, right? And it may not seem like a lot to some, but it means a lot to us. And I don't want anything, any sort of negative energy to infringe on that, because at the end of the day, we're all just people. The creative differences and real opinions matter. We have to listen to each other. Whether it's the cold hard truth or just random bullshit, you still have to hear each other out. And you can agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, we have to agree, or else there'll be no forward to move. And that's
Yeah.
how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Do you feel that energy? Did you just feel it go back to you?
What do you mean?
You feel it, you felt it, didn't you?
I agree with you.
I'm still wondering if you guys are going to answer my questions about the camera.
What are you
I
talking
agree with you.
He agrees with you.
I'm talking. What is Joe talking about with the camera? I don't understand what you're saying.
You guys
Like,
keep on fucking flipping spots, man.
Look, I agree with you. The negativity does not come from me, and I don't bite my tongue. Okay, I don't know what is up. I mean, I do know what's up with Joe. He thought I was bagging on felons. Okay, it's simple. Hit me up and tell me how you're feeling. All right, Pat, you're not stupid. You saw how he set that whole thing up, right? Okay, like, so I didn't like that. Like, it was
Yeah, I
wrong.
set it up.
I didn't feel it was necessary. So
How did I
told
set it up?
How did you set up the whole?
Yeah, how
Okay,
did I
and
set it
right,
up? I didn't ask you to make fucking prison food on the thing, and then I didn't set that up.
No, but the way you went into your argument and led the comment, you directed it that way for a reason. I feel you knew it would get a rise out of me, like it naturally did. Or it's either that, or I feel like you were just, I don't know, we should go back and watch it. And then I could better explain to you what I was feeling at that point. Because I try to use my facial expressions to let you know I'm not down with the way you're talking to me, or I'm not down with something you're saying. So I give a little face, right? That's the best way I know how to do it, because we're on air together. Okay. So when you kept going and I was like, what is this? Like I said, you felt that my comments were directed towards you, so you were coming and attacking me. And it would have been as simple as hitting me up behind the scenes and saying, hey, I don't appreciate you coming at felons like that. And I would have been like, bro, this is how I was coming at it. What are you like? It would have been squashed there, not on here. So Pat, like I mean, I don't think you're picking a side, but in a way I feel like you're picking a side. I don't bring negative energy. I come on here ready to collab and have a good time. I don't want to fight with Joe.
I love your energy. That's why I fuck with you. That's why I talk to you outside of this. You know what I mean? That's why I participate. That's why we're helping each other. We're representing each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why. I don't know, Joe. Joe, I kind of feel like for you to ever think I have a problem with you is just another reason to have some argument about something else you're mad about. Because, bro, I attach my face to yours on the daily. Just like I do money, just like I'm starting to do Pat. If I didn't fuck with you or had a problem with you, bro, I give you the Donnie Donut treatment. Right? So like, that's what I'm saying, bro. You can hit me up and tell me we're in a group. Like, speak how you feel in that group. That's what it's there for. That's how I feel. But if it's gonna be this every time, bro, I could easily wash my hands of it. You know what I mean? And we tried. But like all this popping off like that, Joe, I think was great for content. And we're gonna have situations like that. I don't feel it should always or at all be the way it was about that. Like, we should get heated about stuff like sports and other topics. But like, I feel that argument went personal as fuck. And I think I feel I got you to a point where you just couldn't back down. And I mean, do you know what I mean? Because you got me to a point where I wasn't backing down. I felt you were challenging me. So I'm in it for the long haul. And so, but I don't feel it had to be that way. And so yeah, I feel you did that because you felt you misunderstood me, bro. Like completely. Ask me. It's not like I'm gonna be like, just fuck up, Joe. Ain't got time to talk to you. And furthermore, Joe, I'd have no problem communicating with you more if you didn't always sly everything I talk about. Like you make it seem like you don't want to have shit to say to me, right? So I go on with it. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think we should be fighting every time, bro. Like the fighting around is fun, but like I don't feel it should get as serious as it did. I agree with that on that much. And it got that far because you felt I was coming at you and it had nothing to do with you. And I feel that was obvious. So like, is there something else that you have animosity towards?
No, man, we straight.
All right, Joe. Well, whatever it is, bro, we can talk about it. Like, if this is gonna work, bro, the animosity has to go. You know what I mean? And I have none towards you at all. So I don't know, bro. I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is.
What you doing, Pat?
I'm packing a bowl.
Oh, it looked like you were writing something.
I was just packing a bowl.
Oh.
You smoke too much.
I mean, y'all blew my buzz for a minute there. I was gone.
I know it's up high somewhere.
It was then we're back.
The purple thing.
I will set this up. Okay, well, anything else you want to jab about?
Pat was talking something about Nibiru earlier, and he never really clarified what he was talking about.
What was that? Does he get his impact like that? Like where he can predict things?
Serenity's asking if your empath is strong enough to predict stuff. Like, can you predict things?
Can you feel it in the air before something happens?
Sometimes.
That's how I feel it. I can feel it.
Now this has actually happened many times actually in my life, but it doesn't happen that often.
You want to tell him about the old
What
guy?
has?
How I predicted that? Where you can feel and predict what's going to happen.
Okay, so when I go to sleep at night, I don't dream. I just close my eyes, I go to sleep. I wake up when my alarm goes off or when my eyes open, one or the other. And
Those
Just gonna
don't even
bypass the
sleep.
fact that this man packed a bowl out of a Sprite can.
what?
Hey, I tried to keep it off camera.
Oh man.
I
Straight
can't
up.
find a bite. I
Let's
can't find
see
the
it.
zigzags.
Come on now, don't play. Let's see it.
I'm sitting here and I'm like, wait a minute. Who shotguns a Sprite? Earlier, I thought you guys were just shotgunning beers or something. And I'm like, oh, okay, makes sense. He's getting lit. And then it hit me. I'm like, nah, they smoking out that shit. Damn. I ain't done that since like fucking middle school.
Oh, you saw me go searching. I can't find my pipe.
You ever smoked out of an apple?
Yes, that's the best.
Why?
Yo, so this is actually a scientific fact. If after you smoke weed, if you eat a fresh mango, it will intensify your high.
Yeah, I heard that. I keep hearing that. I haven't done it. You did it? Ain't that a bitch?
I got us. Yeah, we ate it before and after.
Did we?
Clearly we did, because you ain't remembering.
I don't recall. Oh, fuck, man. Well, shit. One day. Is this not working?
It needs more fluid.
Oh, shit.
Like when you turn it upside down, it goes out.
I think this chain I have created is a strong one. And Pat, now that there's recognition on your page, it's an even bigger chain. Like, did you get what I was saying about like
He's not
So-
wearing a
so-
necklace.
Huh?
You're not wearing a necklace.
No, this video chain I got going. Yeah. No, that video chain, because Money X, he's very good about sharing videos and putting your face out there, right? And so now he's become a common face. I need to hit him up and tell him to start gearing his stuff. But like, he's a good face to chain to. So now you have all of us, and then I got Jamonte Croker. I'm gonna start having him chain, and it's really just spinning our faces across the platform. It's tight to me. I just see like a little chain spinner of people.
Little bit.
Okay, I guess what I should ask is, what is the goal? What is the philosophy for safety meeting? What do you want to do with it?
We talked about this the last time.
Right. So now I'm asking you, I need a clear pit. What the fuck?
Hurry up.
The overall entity of safety meeting eventually is going to be, if things work out the way in my mind, a every man's broadcasting company.
Gets to the plastic you don't.
All right. Essentially, you know how YouTube, TikTok, and all this type of shit, they'll let you post your shit on their platform. Whereas
Right.
safety meeting, we won't just let you post your shit. We'll help you with your shit. If you don't have the person that knows how to do the technical side of it, we'll find someone for you. We are a team that helps each other grow, right?
Okay.
We like to get stoned and talk about shit.
Because you got to think about it. Our mantra is everyone has something to tell the world.
Everybody's got a story.
And I want to create a platform for everyone to have that avenue to tell the world their story.
Come in, have a session, talk about some shit, get some shit off your chest.
That's why for every smoking hot takes episode we do, I attach it to safety meeting.
Okay.
Because let me tell you what, some of the best conversations you ever have in the world is in a circle.
That's why That 70s Show smoked in a circle.
Okay.
That's why I want to circle.
So my idea would be to grow that, or a faster way of growing that on YouTube is when and maybe we've talked about this before, but think about it. This that we do right here, do it on TikTok and then just record it and then upload it. If you're doing it on TikTok live, you got the same audience, you have a team of mods in there, eyes are consistently on it, right? Which is why we have the team of mods that's bound to get on the For You page. And we just bounce like we bounce right now.
Yeah, but see, this way we have the control of it and they can't kick us off of live.
Well, I get that. But what I'm saying is, so like tonight we did it this way. Tomorrow, do it on TikTok live or something.
See,
Introduce it there to move the traffic.
the difference with doing it this way and that way, when you record it on TikTok, right? TikTok technically owns that footage. Whereas when we do it like this, I own all of the footage. All of this footage is mine.
I get that.
All
That
right.
makes sense.
So there's no point in time anywhere down the road anybody else can ever say that I was using their shit, because this is all me and Pat's footage.
What you said.
So again, Joe, I'm just saying, so like in terms of getting the face out there, right? I don't think it would hurt like to give TikTok, a couple of, do you know what I mean? Just like you're building your own platform. It'd get the face out there better.
We do
It
go
grow
live.
you a better following.
We do go live on TikTok during meetings sometimes. Not every meeting, because it all depends on if my phone's charged enough or not. But because you got to think about it, the two other people that are on TikTok that can go live on the show both use their phones for the show. So you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you know how it is with kids. They always on the YouTube, always trying to watch some shit. Your phone's dead.
What was on YouTube?
That's why I was trying to get the Zoom thing to work to where I can do all of this on Twitch at the same time. But then I would have to learn this whole OBS system because the little link through Zoom never works. Every time I click on it, I've set it all up, done everything I was supposed to do. And every time I click on it, it goes, error, meeting has expired. But we're currently in the meeting.
What?
And every
He
time I
said
Google
you
it,
is that a compliment? You have the ability to rub people the wrong way. Is that a compliment?
yes and no. Because rubbing people the wrong way can be used to your own benefit, especially if you want to make people act out of character and things like that. Basically, what it means is you know how to work people. But it also is it's what we call a backhanded compliment.
Yeah. Yeah. Brass. I looked up what brass means. I don't agree. I don't think I'm brass at all. I would disagree hard on brass.
You're brass, bro. This is coming from a place of love, man. You're brass.
What I need to look it up again. What does it mean? I forget what it means. We look up brass.
How are you?
He said at times you can be a bit brass. I think it meant loud. Is loud one of the definitions?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it might be. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm a little safe.
I would say bold and sassy. You bold and sassy.
I think you called me. I think brass meant loud. I'll look it up and then I'll do a video on it.
Hard. It means hard.
Hard?
Hard. Think about it, man. What is brass? Let's just think about the word itself. Brass. It's a metal, right? One of the strongest metals out there.
Like knuckles.
Brass knuckles.
Brass knuckles.
Right. So if you're brass, it means you're harder than steel because steel bends, brass doesn't.
All right. The definition of brass, as in being brass, is an informal, bold, self-confident, cheeky, or
You're a cheeky bastard.
and then it just says nerve.
Cheeky fuck are you?
He had the brass to ask me 9 more times. So basically, you're just very outspoken.
I'll take that. I'm very
and once again, loud. Yes, loud, because bold and self-confident, and like self-confident in the fact of I'm always right, and it doesn't matter what you're going to say to me right now. It doesn't mean shit. That's just your opinion, which means dick.
I would agree there.
Bold.
I would disagree on that though.
And cheeky.
I'm definitely. What does cheeky mean?
Oh no, that's some fucking British word. I'm not British.
I would say
cheeky bastard.
I would highly disagree as far as like I don't see it someone else's way. I am always the first to say I understand the way you feel. Now this is how I feel. It doesn't mean I don't fuck with how you feel and I disagree. And I can easily say, okay, you don't agree with me, cool, and walk away from it. It's not. I mean, but that doesn't mean
that's like Pat and his compo salts.
Huh?
It's like Pat with his compo salts.
I think it's a better word. Boisterous.
What's that? Boisterous?
Boisterous.
With a B. Boisterous.
Boisterous.
I think that's a better word.
Cheeky means like your music. You are cheeky.
You like, okay, like where this is how I can explain it. This is my best definition of boisterous for you. Ready? This is Joe. What's up? This is T. What's up? Boisterous.
What's up?
Yeah, it is what it is.
Like
I'm gonna be honest with you,
you make
you're
you make
lucky
an
if you even
entrance
get the
when you
what's
walk
up
in
half
the
the
door.
time. 90% of the time,
Hello!
it's just me nodding to you. I don't even say the what's up, not most of the time. You know what I like to do? I ain't gonna lie to you. If I see certain people
Okay.
and I'm out in public, and I'm trying to say this without like sounding racist, but let's say
Oh,
I'm on
shit.
let's say I'm on one of those side of towns because I live on a Puerto Rican side of town, right? So I blend in.
Okay.
So let's say I'm on the east side where it's pretty much majority black people. I like to give them the white man smile. You know what smile I'm talking about, where you go just to fuck with them every
That one
time
right
because
there.
I just love to fuck with them just because I don't know what you guys think when I do it, but it's funny to me. But they always look at you weird, like, why do you guys gotta smile like that? What does that mean? I don't know what it means. I just know it fucks with you, so I like to do it.
You want to know what it means? I can take you.
I don't think that's what it means. Is that what it
Yeah.
means, really?
Yeah, yeah. Hey, if we're gonna be honest, yeah, it does. It does. But I mean, too.
I mean, then I'm not doing it in the wrong sense because I do feel like that.
In school, I know growing up in school was more like, right? But over time, like the millennials changed it. Like if I see you do it, I'm just like, what's good? And from there it dictates what happens next. So it's like a universal thing now. It's just whatever emotion you put behind it dictates what happens next. Good job, Pat.
For what? What I do?
That's exactly what it means.
I don't know what you did either.
Huh?
Oh. Boisterous? What are we
Yeah,
talking
boy.
about here?
I thought we were talking about how the Raiders lost on Sunday.
the Rangers.
The Raiders. About how the Raiders
Did we?
lost.
Come on. You can't just fucking leave it alone, can you? Nope.
Nope.
It is what it is.
I mean, would you much rather talk about the Buffalo game where you guys lost to a quarterback that only passed 3 times? He went 2 for 3 for 19 yards. And you guys lost. That's some elite run defense right there, baby.
See the way he did that? He just in a matter of 15 seconds shit on both of us. Did you see that?
I mean, listen, I wouldn't even have brought your game up if you would have joined in on the fact that the Raiders lost, but you didn't. So then I had to bring in the fact that you guys lost to Mac Jones, who passed for 19 yards.
That's crazy.
I've officially seen it all, man.
Illuminati.
But did you see that win though, man? That shit was crazy. I seen on the pregame, the guy for Buffalo, the Patriots kicker, he went to go kick a 34-yard field goal, and it got about halfway there, and then the wind just blew it right back. I wouldn't have been passing either.
Okay.
He killed me in fan.
Okay, so we did what you said. So if you had to describe Joe in one word, what would it be?
Asshole. I'm okay with it.
What is that? Joe in one word. Dang. I wouldn't go with
first.
asshole.
I'll go first. Unique.
Eccentric.
No, you're not eccentric, bitch. Calm the fuck down. You're unique.
Stubborn.
That one
I
broke
go
my
with
heart.
stubborn.
Cuts like a knife.
I take offense to that.
Well, in order to be eccentric, you got to be borderline flamboyant, and you're not that, sir. That's what makes you unique.
I mean, you've seen me after half a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, you're not flamboyant.
No, not at all.
No. You're whiter than me at that point.
Yep. I'm
Yep.
pretty much ready to throw it all up. But I'll keep on going afterwards. That's just like hitting the recharge button.
Unique.
Unique, huh? That's
Because-
a fair one.
Because a unicorn would sound kind of sissy-ish. And that's not really the vibe.
I
we're
would
going
actually be down for that, bro. We could be,
You're not
you know, last season on Fortnite, we could actually have unicorn skins. So now I can play Fortnite as a unicorn.
That's special.
What time is it?
12:30.
Oh, it ain't even that late yet. I usually lay down at 1, get up at 6.
Cuts like a knife.
Yeah.
All right.
I usually
I'm gonna
lay
go-
down at 1 and then wake up at like 5:30. So I'm pretty much right there with you. It
Yeah.
sucks. And then I come home, take like an hour nap. If I'm lucky.
I need to start trying to nap. Good idea.
I mean, if you're not gonna get it at night, you gotta catch it somewhere, or else you're gonna start having heart problems, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
Genetics, it just catches our type of people faster than his.
Yeah. That's a good point.
You know what I found actually started helping me with energy in the morning like that when I started feeling sluggish? Because it may not feel it now. Nope. Fish oil pills and a bottle of water. Because fish oil pills are good for your heart. And I don't eat a lot of fish to begin with. So they help you give you a lot of energy. If you take them in the morning on an empty stomach with just some water.
Something like that. Omega fish oils. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, omega fish oils, omega 3s.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go to bed.
All right, man.
Catch y'all later.
Feeling safe yet, Titus?
Oh yeah. My mind is right.
All right. You good.
Thank you for what you said.